This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Let's rock and roll.
This is the Big O Show.
That's what we hear.
This is the Big O Show.
Live from Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines, baby. Yes, sir. You know, this is 10 years now that we've been out here. This is our 10th year as a proud sponsor of the program. Back in 2010, it's 2020. Wow. It's pretty impressive.
That's stats as crazy as our stats.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah. And once again, there's no sports going on. And we just got to thank you, the amazing support on YouTube. Obviously, plenty of people been watching on YouTube, and we appreciate that. As that audience continues to grow and grow and grow. But obviously, the downloading audience has been amazing from day one and has grown immensely, and it continues to grow. And, in the middle of all this adversity that we're all facing, we really appreciate all of you out there for supporting us the way you do, because, it's just, it's crazy. It really is. I don't know. We could set a daily record today or something. That's how impressive it is today, what's gone on already to start off the day. But anyway, we got a lot of things. Believe it or not, we do have plenty of things to talk about here on the show. And first of all, we got to start off with I don't know how to call this. It's a story, but then again, it's somebody that's, just a complete phony and selling out. And to me, that's all I see here when I see this Trent Dilfer story. And Trent Dilfer has come out to say that Tua is basically got a better arm than Marino. That's what he said yesterday. So Tua, now here's where, look, I've said this on the show for many years. When you're a voice of a team, and I've had callers call in and then, well, why isn't the voice of the team, more objective and he can't be, or she can't be. He or she is getting paid by the team. You know what I mean? So I never hold it against voices of teams for, their being homers, because I've said it for 20 years now. If I worked for a team, I would be a homer too. I mean, they're paying you, what I mean?
So it's your job to bring pom-poms and cheer.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that, dude. They're paying you, okay? So you work for them. Now, when you're working for an objective party, that allows you to be that. The problem with Trent Dilfer is he's no longer working at ESPN. He's a football coach, and he also trains QBs. Guess what QB he's training? Tua. So, but see, here's the problem. Look, I get it that you're training Tua, and I get that you're going to be positive about him. But, dude, don't get to the point where you're ridiculous and you're just killing all your credibility. You can talk up Tua without going to the extremes and just start talking about stuff that you just are pulling out of your ass. Okay? Because I watched Marino's entire career. So I know how he can throw the ball. And I've watched Tua so far. And no, Tua doesn't have a better arm than Marino. Marino had a laser, dude. A laser. I don't know how many times there were DBs right on top of the receiver. Oh, back when you could cover guys, actually. Back when you could put your hands on them. Back when they were actually fighting for the football, which was a lot harder to play the game than it is now that you can't breathe on the receiver. But that's a whole different conversation and all of that. But I don't know how many countless times I saw Marino that he had such a laser, okay, and his radar was second to none. And the DB would be right next to the receiver, and the ball would come right by the ear of the DB into the receiver's hands. And it was one of those things that Marino knew when you weren't looking and he could throw it past you. You know what I mean? It was just a sick thing that you don't even appreciate it on film. Like when you watch it now and all of that and the video quality and all, it's just, you got to see it to believe it. You know, see it firsthand. And so, look, man, I get it. Hey, look, I'll give you an example. I'm going to start working for Inter Miami. Guess what? You're probably not going to get an objective word out of me for
pom-poms.
Yes, exactly. You know, but I'm not going to sit here and start telling you, well, Inter Miami is the greatest soccer franchise in the history of football. And it's like, dude, you know, like there's Man U, there's all kinds of teams, Barcelona, you know. You may want to slow down there. You know, I'm not going to do stupid things like that. So I get Trent Dilfer wanting to defend his guy because you also have to remember, if Tua fails, it also looks bad on him because he's the guy training Tua. You know what I mean? So he's got a lot out there. And he goes, he throws better than Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino, he told the Washington Post. Come on, bro. Let's go. Put it down. I don't know how many bottles are you drinking where you like are you in hibernation right now and you're on your second bottle of vodka or something and the Post called up? Yeah, he's got a better arm than Marino and Rodgers. What'd you say? Oh, connection's a little bad. Yeah, he's got a better arm than Marino and Rodgers. I mean, is that what happened? I don't know. You tell me. How stoned, how high, how drunk, how OD'd are you that you would say something like, I get it if it's some snotty-ass punk that's 18 or some writer that's barely been in this business and he's 25 or 30 and he hasn't seen a ton of football. I get it if he wants to say Tua's the greatest and all that, and he never watched Elway and he never watched Marino and he never, saw those kind of guys. And he started, well, they're better than those guys. Okay. Trent Dilfer's a little older. Trent Dilfer's my age. He saw Marino play. I get it, my brother. They're paying you. But don't embarrass yourself to that extreme. I mean, I like Tua as a young man, as a passer, all of that. But let's calm down a little bit at this point. I know he has a decent arm. He doesn't have a great arm. I've watched him throw. He doesn't have one of those elite arms. What he is in elite is inaccuracy. And by the way, you don't need an elite arm. Joe Montana never had an elite arm. Ever. Not at Notre Dame, not at San Francisco, and not at Kansas City. He had a good arm. He could make most throws. But again, accuracy, anticipation, ball placement. When you're elite in those areas, you don't need an elite arm. And Tua doesn't have an elite arm. Marino had an elite arm. I mean, if anybody that watched Marino, that was an elite arm. Can Elway throw it slightly faster? Yeah. Yeah, Elway, it seemed like Elway was throwing a fastball when he was throwing a football, okay? You're going to tell me Elway throws it harder than Marino? I'm not going to argue with you on that one. I saw both guys. You're right. But they both had elite arms, and they're both stronger arms than Tua. Man, I used to watch Marino throw a 20-yard strike over his back. I mean, that guy was a freak. Okay? Marino was a total. This guy blew out his Achilles and never repaired it and played the rest of his career with a rolled up Achilles. That means you lost some of your base so you can throw the ball. And he went on to play at an elite level just like that. When I used to watch Marino in the locker room after a game, he took off more material off of him, armor from everywhere, that I've ever seen. I've never seen a player have more armor than Marino. He had so much stuff on, I think it would hinder most guys. And yet that dude just, no running game, no defense, balls out, go out there. Whatever receiver was out there, you were better because of him. It just, when you want to start making comparisons, you maybe compare it to a guy or a young guy or two that's in the league right now. If you want to compare Tua's arm to Carson Wentz, which again, Carson Wentz has got a better arm, but whatever, whoever, some of the young guys, that's fine. Man, don't start including the greats in the game. That just it becomes a joke now. That's the thing. It becomes a complete joke.
But isn't that kind of everything that's come out of the camp? Right?
Yeah.
It's been exaggerated and blown out of proportion.
Yeah. And look, let's talk about the other side of this, okay? That's developing here, that has developed here with Tua. And that's the marketing aspect of it. And Lee Steinberg, I get it that Lombardi comes out with the report that he gets 2 general managers to tell him that they flunked him in their exams. And that's understandable if they flunked him because he's got all kinds of injuries. That's cool. I get that I wasn't surprised that somebody flunked him. I would have been shocked if nobody flunked him out of the 32 teams. And maybe there's more that Lombardi hasn't talked to. I'm sure he hasn't talked to all 32. And all 32 aren't going to talk to him. And I know Steinberg did an interview with Hockman and Crowder yesterday, which, was another, fluff PR crap that the agent came out. I mean, what else is the agent going to say? Oh, he's healthy. It's not going to be an issue. Well, he's injury prone. Okay? Lee Steinberg is an awesome agent. But we have dealt with a circus with all of this. And I listen, Lee and his staff are doing what they're supposed to do. They got to try to sell Tua to people. But you're also doing something in a way that you're creating another hurdle for NFL teams to overcome. And that's the hype that you put out there on the media. The videos, the selective videos that you put out of Tua, making a throw, dropping back. You don't do the whole thing because you don't show the negatives. You only show the positives. And then you've got Trent Dilfer out there. You've got your independent doctors or your doctors say, oh, he's healthy. He's ready to go. And I love how they say, oh, he's ready to play football. He's not ready to play football. That's a lie. Nobody's going to put Tua out on an NFL field right now to take a hit. He might be ready to throw a couple passes for you in practice, but he's not ready for the grind of practice. He's certainly not ready for a game, and there's no way in hell in a hip surgery in November that right now in April he's ready to take an NFL hit. You got to be, absolutely nuts to want to put Tua out there at this point. But what you're developing is this overhyped train, which, again, gets a whole bunch of you on board. Those of you that were already Tua, believers, now you're Tua fanatics. And then you get the writers, too, that are, all over it. And they're, constantly on top of Tua and talking to and writing Tua and all that. So you're building up pressure. You know what I mean? In your local town. Now, the NFL team shouldn't give a rat's ass what a writer's writing or what you and I say. Okay? They got to do what's best for the Dolphins, the Bucks, the Falcons, the Saints, you name it, whatever. That's how they got to think. They can't worry about all of that. But, man, now And let me tell you, Dolphins are lucky that this coronavirus has got us all trapped in, because if they weren't trapped in, can you imagine every time Flores or Greer or anybody else or Ross has some kind of a public appearance leading up to the draft, you would have been bombarded with all kinds of Tua questions. How'd the Tua interview go? How'd the physical go? What do you think about him? Can he stay durable? Yeah. And you would have been asked those questions over and over and over again. They're kind of fortunate, not that we want this. We don't want a pandemic. We don't want us all trapped in our homes. But you think about it. This puts the team, and it's like it's just another hurdle that they've got to deal with. Now, it's only on the internet. It's only on social media. It's only on radio stations, TV, things like that, talking head shows. That's what's going on. And that, of course, creates an atmosphere. And you know how many Dolphins we have out there that are saying, well, if you don't draft Tua, you're an idiot. It's over. It's the same old Dolphins, this and that. And then you know what I love about those people is they'll disappear if Tua's a sack of injuries. They won't say, hey, you know what? I was one of those idiots that wanted Tua, and you know what? The Dolphins passed up on him, and that was smart, man. That was dumb on my part. You'll disappear. You'll never say it. You'll never admit. You know why? Because nobody's tracking what you're saying. That's why. Nobody's jotting down, hey, Al in Pembroke Pines said he wanted Tua. And then Al in Pembroke Pines comes out 2 years later and says, man, I tell you, I knew Tua wasn't going to make it. No, wait, Al in Pembroke Pines, no, you wanted Tua. Nobody's tracking Al in Pembroke Pines. No one's tracking Joe in Hollywood. No one's tracking Brian in Washington. No one's tracking Sally in Houston. Wherever you Dolphins are at. They're not tracking what you're saying. So you're going to waffle on it, and you're going to kill him if they don't draft him. You're going to kill him if he has success, and you'll disappear if he doesn't. And you'll disappear if he's a sack of injuries, which is probably what he's going to be. I get it. I understand all of this. Okay? That's why I told you, if they want to take him, that's fine. You got 14 picks. Go ahead. But you better knock it out of the park in the other 13, man. You better protect yourself by having one hell of a draft. But if you go on and have a great draft without Tua, and he doesn't become anything, you're fine. The question is, how convinced are you he's going to stay healthy? How convinced are you he's going to do what he's never done before so far in his football career? He can't stay healthy in high school, can't stay healthy in college, so why is he going to stay healthy in the NFL? So I get, listen, Lee Steinberg and his staff have to do the right thing in selling the guy. And they've sold him to a point that there's a whole bunch of you that are buying in. You know, I like the kid as a football player. I just know that it's what I said yesterday. It's if you draft him, you got to kind of expect that he's going to fail because his body's going to break down. It's almost like that's kind of the defeatist attitude you got to have about it almost. You know why? So that way you don't set yourself up for – because those of you out there that are so pumped up about Tua and you're so convinced he's going to stay healthy, when he breaks your heart, you're going to be so pissed and then you're going to slam the team. Yet you're the one that wanted him. You're the one that thought he was going to stay healthy. But when the team picks him, they're bad. Team's not going to win here on this one. It's just, it's hard to win here. The environment they've created, the hype that comes behind it. He's a fantastic young man. That's the other thing. You know that if Tua was a bad dude, it would be a lot easier to get off the bandwagon and say, yeah, no, I'm not taking a chance on that guy. He's, Antonio Brown, he's really talented, but he's a cancer. So you're going to weigh the positives and the negatives here. But when you're a fantastic person and then the injury is the only thing that's really holding you back, people will make every excuse and try to justify it as much as possible. Tim Tebow was a fantastic young man, played hard as hell, practiced hard, was a great teammate, a great communicator. He had leadership qualities, obviously. There was one problem with him. He can't pass. But yet everybody made excuses for him. Everybody rooted for him. I rooted for him. I didn't make any excuses for him. I never thought he was a quarterback, but whatever. That's me consistent about athletes with the ball in their hands. That's consistent, whether you're Tim Tebow, whether you're Lamar Jackson, whatever, Ryan Tannehill, whatever. Athletes with the ball in their hands is what it is.
Lee Steinberg's calling you.
Yeah, Lee Steinberg's calling. So I just, when you look at this situation and you look at where they're at with all of this, okay? And look, in a perfect world, it would be nice for everything to fall in place. But it's not. It's not a perfect world, and there's more limitations here than ever. You don't really get that personal workout that you really want. And that's going to be really, really important to see where he's at with the injury. But even having said that, again, you have to ask yourself, can he do what he's never done in his career? Stay healthy. That's the question. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. And, of course, here on our YouTube page, if you're on the YouTube chat board, give us the thumbs up. Share it, of course, with folks on YouTube. Send it to a friend on text. Let's see what we got here. Call of Duty says, hope you're going with Staying Alive suggestion. We can't play real music, my brother. YouTube they start going after us and copywriting and blocking and all that. We can't really play real music on the show for now. So you'll hear our theme song and maybe some of the stuff that these people do, like on coronavirus, that they're trapped in their homes and they
can't even do that, though.
Yeah, I know. They kind of they busted our balls about one of them, too. Go Gators is in there. Bromar Smelly, Ian from Brooklyn, Julius 305. Greetings from a fridge, Jersey Shore. It's a crisp 48 degrees in Asbury Park. Wow. Oh, man, that is awesome.
It's not too far from where I was born.
No.
Please send some cold down here. We could use it. It is summertime here.
I'm going to go to Asbury Park next year. One point or another, I got to go up there for a concert. Big O, any improvements on the COVID-19 virus? I need to get out. Well, yeah, no, there's slight improvements. We're starting to make a little, headway with all of this, but we just got to stay the course for the next couple of weeks. And then I think we could start opening up the door for us to start getting back to a real life, but it's going to take a couple more weeks so we could get this thing on a serious downturn. It's starting to make that curve. You know what I mean? It's not peaking yet because you see the numbers still go up nationwide. So when those numbers start going down for deaths nationwide, total numbers every day, then that's when we're all right. I'm just glad that we're all at home, because if we weren't, the numbers would have been just scary, dude. Scary. So that's really the only thing I'm worried about. RC in the 305 is in. Flipside Fishing is in. King Short. Michael Carballo says good morning. Nico Jones says Trent Dilfer is such a pumper. Absolute heresy to consider. What is it? What is it? Heresy? Heresy?
Maybe hearsay.
Yeah, I guess so. To consider Tua better than Marino in terms of arm strength. What a joke. Yeah, I'm with you. And Aaron Rodgers, too. Aaron Rodgers has got a laser, bro.
Didn't one of the guys in their neck of the woods, gentleman by the name of Joe Theismann, say that one of the things he questioned was Tua's arm strength?
Yeah, he doesn't have a great arm. He has a good arm. But he doesn't have a great arm. Manny Fernandez says, Big O, Miguel Escobar with you. Please take a picture with him. He is not here with us. What is it with you and pictures, bro? Thomas Bolsero, it's like Joe Zagacki with the Canes. He can't bash the program. Of course. Of course. It's just the way it is. Adam Pinkser is in the house. Remember, he's Trent Dilfer now, not exactly a guy who lit up the NFL. Let's see. John Elway was better. He won 2 Super Bowls. Dan Marino didn't win any. Yeah, you're right, Manny. I know. And he also didn't have Terrell Davis in the defense. But when he had Sammy Winder and no defense, how did it work out for John Elway? Way to show me your football IQ, Manny. Appreciate that, buddy. Nice job by you. Now, way to show everybody else your football IQ, too. Because that's the lazy take of a lazy and uneducated take by Manny. Way to go, Manny. Welcome aboard. Sup, everybody, and Bill. Brian is destroying the Texans. Yes, he is. It's awesome. It's awesome to watch because we got his pick next year. So keep destroying the team, bro. Douglas Anderson, Big O, have you seen Tua's Pro Day workout video? Can you drop a link to where we can watch it? Nobody has it, bro. Only NFL people have the entire workout video. And let's see. And if somebody privately shares it with me, do you think that I'm then going to pass it on in public? All right, so we got Manny Fernandez with silly-ass takes, and we got Douglas Anderson smoking some really good stuff right now. Flipside Fishing, I don't want to worry about my QB getting hurt on every play. I have enough anxiety as a Dolph fan as it is. That's a good one. King Short says, any possibility of trading for Watson? Looks like Billy old dumbass running the train off the track. Yeah, you're right, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to. I doubt it. I mean, the owner, there's no way the owner allows the quarterback to leave, dude. I can't see the owner. Bill O'Brien walks in. Hey, yeah, I'm trading Deshaun Watson. The owner's like, what?
That's it. You're fired.
Get
That's
the
the thing.
hell out of here.
They're fired finally.
This clown will get fired anyways at the end of next year. Luis Vasquez Jr., Big O, it's time to break out the facts and landlines for the draft. Going old school. I like it. Carlos Madrigal, no trade-up for Tua is worth the risk for the reward. It's not trading up for an injury-prone guy is just not a smart thing to do. Okay? All right. Let's see. Felipe A. Chris Mortensen is releasing the tour workout video on Twitter right now in 7 separate posts. Well, that's what he's doing. That's fine with me. If he wants to do that, then go for it. Good for him.
You know what we're going to do?
The workout video doesn't do anything for me. That's mental masturbation. I've been telling you guys this. See, that's the stupidity that we have out there. I don't care if his hip is repaired, like his ankles or his wrists or his knee or whatever he's broken and twisted and pulled and strained. I don't care. The problem with Tua is there'll be something else that's broken, pulled, strained, torn, whatever, because that's what he is. It's like, what's the workout video going to do for you? So when he repaired one ankle and then did a workout video, big deal. And then he repairs another ankle and does a workout video, big deal. And if he repairs his hip now and does a workout video, big freaking deal. He's still injury prone. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. Hey, Trent Dilfer isn't the only idiot out there. There's another one, and he was put in his place. We'll talk about that next.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit on select models. Excludes tax, tag title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with zero down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We back.
This is the Big O Show.
We take you for a few hours. I don't know how long, but we'll do our best, like we do every day here on the program, and we'll do our talk here for as long as we can. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can reach out to us at 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, and we're out here, as always, every Friday at Craig's Inns, Acura Pembroke Pines. This is our 10th year doing our show out here. And, of course, Larry Schlossberg and all the great people out here, as always, great support, great sponsors. And listen, they've got the Acura loyalty program going on right now. If you own or lease an Acura and you're looking to buy another one or lease another one, they're going to give you $500 towards that purchase. They've got 90 days, no payments, to make it easier for you during this tough transition. So if you got that car that's a money pit, it's breaking down, your lease is up, you're thinking of where to go, come on out here. We'll take care of you. And on top of all of that, you can actually make your purchase online and by the phone. You call the great folks out here, check the car you want, make all the arrangements, and they'll drop it off at your house, okay? They are going to all extremes, making sure you're safe and you're happy and your new Acura vehicle. So make sure you tell them that Big O sent you, and I promise you they will definitely take care of you. Before I get back to a couple of other football notes that I definitely want to talk about, did you guys see that UFC 249 is canceled? Okay, look, selfishly, a lot of us wanted UFC 249 because of, the opportunity of seeing some kind of sports. Do you have the soundbite there of Dana? So Dana White had to cancel UFC 249. And I'm going to tell you, I kind of can relate to Dana White in a very small way, and I'm going to tell you how it is. But let's have a little fun here. Here's Dana White talking about why UFC 249 has been canceled. Go ahead.
Obviously, on next Saturday, April 18th, we're good to go. We're ready to have an event. We've got, obviously, a great card. But today, I got a call from, as high up as you can go from ESPN and as high up as you can go in Disney, and asking me to not do this event on April 18th. One of the things that I want to point out is I want to thank the Tachi Palace in California, the Indian reservation, for having my back through this whole thing and standing strong and willing to hold this event. And I can tell you this, when we come back to California, our first event's going to be at Tachi Palace when everything gets back to normal. We're going to do a real event there and show these guys the love that they showed us through this thing. Obviously, I'm going to take care of my fighters. I'm not laying off one employee through this whole thing still. And we will be the first sport back on television. One thing that you've heard me say for the last year and whatever is how awesome this relationship has been with ESPN. In every way, shape, and form, these guys have been amazing to us. So when they call and ask me to not go, obviously, I'm going to respect it and not go.
So fight's off.
Fight's postponed. The fans have been incredible. The amount of support I've had from fans, celebrities, fighters, friends, family members, it's been overwhelming. Let's put it that way. It's been incredible, the amount of support that we've had from people. I appreciate it, and I know everybody is, can't wait for sports to come back, and was really looking forward to April 18th. I will be back. I will be first. Fight Island is real. That's really happening. The infrastructure is being built right now on the island. When this thing is ready, it's going to be badass, and it's going to be incredible. We're just going to start running fights as soon as that thing is finished.
There you go. So that's Dana, and the sane reached the insane, basically. Because, look, man, as selfishly as we all want some entertainment, we were acting like the days of the Roman gladiators, where people were in the stands in the Colosseum and the gladiators were there and they were killing themselves for entertainment. Okay? Literally killing themselves to entertain people. And maybe that's what we were going to do with these fighters. Because, God forbid, you got fighters coming from all over the world to that island. You really don't know where everybody's been. You really don't know if everybody is clean. Okay? And I still don't know if you can carry it around and it can't be detected. They don't even know that yet. So far, they have the test that can detect it, but I'm wondering, because something new comes up with this, and that's my problem with this, that we still don't know all the ins and outs of this virus. And so you're taking all of these risks. And yes, selfishly, you and I, we want to see something because we're, at home watching reruns, watching whatever you're watching, playing whatever games, board games, whatever you're doing. Who cares how you do it? Whatever you do to pass the time, God bless you, man. But here's the thing with Dana White. He doesn't run his own show anymore. He's now tied because he wanted that big, fat ass money from ESPN and ABC and Disney, right? Well, now that with that comes something. And that means you're no longer the boss. And if it's going to hurt the overall company, they're going to stop you. And it's not so much that he had to listen. He had no choice. Because if he wants that relationship to stay great, and if he wants that relationship to go forward for a long time, brother, you got to do whatever they say. See, if he was on his own like he used to be, the fight would have gone on. Because he doesn't care. Now he's part of the corporate deal, which, by the way, is what I was going to tell you is I can relate to him a little bit because I do things every day on this show that you will never, ever, ever, ever hear on 560 and 590 and 790. Ever. Because none of their hosts can say most of the things that I say because they will get reprimanded or fired. You hear any of them say that Dale Talon should be fired? Of course not, because the Panthers are on that station. I'm the only crazy bastard that would actually have the common sense and the balls to actually say that. Remember that segment I did yesterday with Chris Greer? Talking about the real issues? You'll never hear that on 560 or 790. And that's not so much a corporate thing. That's because most people don't have the balls to say what I said yesterday in that segment. And again, when you work with a corporation, certain things come into play. And you're not going to get the real coverage. You're not going to get the real truth. A lot of times, you're going to get all the politics. They're going to have to dance around a lot of the BS. And guess what? Dana White now had to do the same thing. He now has those corporations involved in his business, and he has to listen to them if he wants to live the life he lives. That's it. There's no doubt. That's all it was. This was a complete power play, and Dana White was defenseless. It was, you're out. They brought him down to the mat. They pinned his ass.
He tapped out.
He tapped out. Disney pinned his ass, and he tapped out. He tapped out like Conor McGregor and Habib. That's how he tapped out. And he had no choice. You got to tap out because you chose the path of corporations. So Disney, you think Disney wants to answer these questions? Because now Time Magazine will call them. And every other magazine, Newsweek or whatever, and say, well, wait a minute, this is your parent company, UFC, and there's a pandemic going on. We've got to keep people apart, and you're allowing one of your businesses to go out and brutalize each other, where guaranteed if somebody has COVID, the others will get it in a place like that. And you think ABC and Disney wanted to answer those questions? Of course not. So they call Dana and say, yo, Dana, shut it down, dude. Shut it down. Shut it down or we'll shut you down.
You know what I like?
What?
Whatever casino that, was trying to assist him with this, and he's going to give them a real event, not a fake one, a real one.
Yeah. Mike No-Go Zone says, I'm actually surprised that ESPN took the welfare of the fighters over ratings. Aha. You know what I would add to that, Michael? It's a Disney thing, not an ESPN thing. It's a Time Warner thing, not an ESPN thing. You are right that maybe if ESPN could get away with it, the old ESPN. But this ESPN that's under this ginormous corporate umbrella, no. Different world now. Yes?
It would really upset Mickey Mouse, man.
Yes, it would. Let's see. Although I saw Carol City wrestle Mickey over a bridge in grad night. So that was classic. Let's see. William Fonticella says defense would be stacked. I don't know what he's talking about there. Sharif West, I like Mekhi Becton with the 5th pick. If not, trade down with the Jags or 49ers. Get a QB at 9 or 12 and get a starting OT at 18. What's your take? All right. Bobby Benickles, Big O is an idiot. The comment he said about Chris Greer being black and keeping his job really shows something, saying blacks don't get the same opportunities. Yep, that's me. I'm a moron. Blacks are roughly 14%. They get more than fair chance. I got you, Bobby. I got you, my brother. Where's that where's that Confederate flag of yours, Bobby? Let's see, what else do we have here? Bromar Smelly, Big O ripped the hell out of the Dolphins on their own station. Yes, of course I did. Always. Let's see, what else do we have here? Eugene 96, Bobby, get lost. No, but it's good to have the idiots involved because that always is entertaining. Because usually they're so misinformed, they give you great material. You know what I mean? Mr. M. Cole says Dana White is an a-hole. John Rouse is in the house, 13 days and counting, can't wait. He's talking about the draft, folks, just in case. Let's see, what else do we have here? Big O, what do you think about Isaiah Thomas at 5, Becton at 18, McKinney at 26? How sick would our DB? That would be amazing, and you would improve the lines in the defense, which would be absolutely awesome. Hard to argue with all of that. Although I don't think Becton falls all the way to 18. That's the only thing I would disagree with you on that one, William. I know you're having fun with it and all that, and it's, wish list. We all do it. But I don't think Becton will fall that far, man. That would be pretty awesome if he falls that far. Let's see. What else do we have here? Remember, you can reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105. You can also reach out on the YouTube chat board and on Twitter at Big O Show. Many ways to reach out to us here on the program, as always. But I will say this. Let me give Dana a little credit here. That one line, we're going to be taking care of our fighters. If you were doing this, you weren't taking care of your fighters. By doing this, you would have been putting everybody at risk. So that part, I disagree with him. But I will, in this moment now, when I see what Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu did recently, and I listen to Dana right now, I will commend them on this. He said he's not laying off his employees and he's paying them. That, my friends, that's awesome. Okay? That's a blessing right there. And you know what? Props to Dana. I think he was a nutbag for trying to do UFC 249 in this environment. I think it was irresponsible. But my man is going to pay his employees, and he's not laying them off. Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu did the same thing. Hey, the Boston Bruins laid off, I think it was like 80% of their employees. It's like it was a joke, man. It was ridiculous, heartless what they did. And then here's Viola and Sifu. Dude, Viola's a billionaire. So you lose $1 million or $2 million paying your employees for a couple of months. You're a billionaire a couple times over. The guy in Boston is. I'm making fun of him because Viola, that's what he said. I'm a billionaire. I'll pay my employees for a couple months. So if I lose $1 million or $2 million, who cares? Hell, Viola's lost way more on the team because of Dale Talon. So props to Dana, man, that at least he's not firing his employees and he's keeping them employed during all of this. That's freaking awesome. Okay, I commend that because I want all of us to be back at work, man. Every one of us that were working, every one of us that had a job, every one of us that had a business. It's not your fault. That's the worst part about all of this. More often than not, we can lay the blame at ourselves for any of our failures or setbacks or anything like that, more often than not. But this is one setback that it's out of everybody's control. And it's had incredible consequences for all of us. Terrible, terrible, terrible consequences. And it hasn't been anybody's fault. We could talk about the baseball player Hamilton yesterday. We could talk about, certain people. We could blame them for the problems they're in. Amber Heard, whatever, that kind of stuff. We can blame them. But, man, all the people now that are going through financial heartache when they didn't have to, people that are losing their lives when they didn't have to. I mean, Paul Castronovo just lost his dad. And by the way, for Paul out there, if you're listening, my brother, much love as always. Bless you, man. I know it's not easy losing your dad. I lost my dad years ago, and you never, ever recover from it. And it's just one of those things that whenever you lose your parents, you kind of live with it. You have to kind of deal with it forever. You never really recover. It's impossible to recover when you lose somebody so close to you. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, like for me, there isn't a day that doesn't go by that I don't think of my dad. And it's been 27 years now. 27 years, and I don't stop thinking about him. Every day there's got to be a moment, something reminds me of him, something comes up that whatever, all that stuff. Hell, the other day, remember when I wore my Leonard Lalonde shirt? I went with my dad to that. What do you think I was thinking when I'm wearing that shirt? Got to think of my dad. I mean, boxing brings back my memories for my dad. So I know that Paul Castronovo is not in a good place right now, obviously. And when you lose them or lose someone to this, you're pissed because you're losing them before they were supposed to check out. And can you imagine if we actually just were irresponsible and out in the street? You know how many more people would be dying? They're saying the number now is going to be around 60. It would have been 100, 200,000 people dying. Who knows? Maybe more. I don't know if it would have been 2 million like they said, but it would have been in the hundreds. Maybe 2, 3, 400. I don't know. It would have been a massacre. And to think about it, we still have, 40-some thousand people that are going to die from now till August. So, again, thoughts and prayers to Paul Castronovo, man. That's just devastating for that to happen. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. And on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, Jess in Minneapolis says, Josh Hamilton was an absolute talent beast. Sad and frustrating because I have sympathy for people with addictions, but when you get the breaks and then you continue down that path and now you're hurting the people you love and you're willing to hurt your child and your wife, I no longer have sympathy for you. I no longer have patience for you. I no longer have any tolerance for you. If you have a problem and you're willing to get help and you're going to do your part, I can support that. But when you don't want to do your part and you don't want to help yourself and what you're doing is hurting others, then that's when I check out. And I'm old school in that sense, and I'm just not soft-hearted in that sense. I can't be. Big O, I've listened to you for many years and try to listen to you now as much as I can. You said something that was kind of disturbing. You mentioned you would actually take Tua with the 5th pick. Brother, put the pipe down. I used that pick for a freak top 5 glass man, won't make it in the NFL after sitting on a bench in a year collecting a check. Just my thoughts. Stay safe. Rodney out of Miko. What does that mean, Miko? Is that Mikasuki's? Okay. You guys are not paying complete attention to what I'm saying. I don't mind them taking 2 at 5. I would not take 2 at 5, personally. I would take a lineman. But I'm all right with it now, okay, if they want to take 2 at 5. I've said this already. I'm all right with it. But they've got to be amazing in the next 13 picks. And take another quarterback, like I've said, later on in the draft. I don't mind. If you want to take that chance, go ahead. Would I take that chance? No. I think I've said over and 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 over again, I would take Tristan Wirfs. If you make me take the number 5 pick, I am taking Tristan Wirfs. All I've said is that if they want to take Tua, I'm good with it. I'm not going to be ripping them. I understand. Okay? I understood the Whiteside contract. I did not agree with it. I never agreed with Whiteside. Anybody that follows the show, you know it. It's the same thing with Tua. I get it. The upside's so bad. It's so awesome that you're going to take the chance. And if he stays healthy, you got yourself a quarterback. If he doesn't, you screwed up. But that's my point. If you're going to screw up, that's fine. You better knock it out of the park with the other 13 picks. You better find yourself 6 or 7 studs out of those picks. You better have a great draft. The only reason I won't kill them for taking 2 at 5, it's because they have 3 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders. So you have more picks to make sure you knock it out of the park. That's what I've said. But if you make me make the number 5 pick, I'm taking Tristan Wirfs if he's there, by the way. Got to also say that, right? Because maybe Tristan Wirfs goes, the pick before or something. You never know. Why are you at a Lexus dealer if you do so much about being off the streets? First of all, sir, I'm at an Acura dealership, not at Lexus. Okay? Craig's Inn Lexus is across the street. Okay? Maybe one day we'll be doing it there. But, sir, if you want, you can look around. Okay? There's like nothing going on. There's nobody next to us. We're in an 8-foot table. Bill is on the end of that table, and I'm on this end of the table. We're apart. We don't deal with anybody. I go right to my car after, and we're outside. Okay? Nobody's here. Nobody's around us. We're not at any risk whatsoever. So there you go. Plus, we're media. You know media's working, right, sir? Do you turn on the radio and the television? Not sure. Do you? Have you watched the media work? So you're listening to the show. You want us to do the show, but you don't want us to do the show and survive and make a little money. You know, we do have bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just a little bit. You know? All right, so, this is an essential business. Media is also essential. That's what we've been labeled. It's not like we're illegally here, okay? We're not at a business that's not supposed to be open. We're not doing something we're not supposed to be doing. We're actually all under the law, under the umbrellas, under the umbrella, Ella. That's us. All right, let's take a break. It is noon, 1 hour down already. If you want to get in, you can reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line at 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. You can reach out to us on Twitter at Big O Show. And remember, while you're watching on YouTube, to give us the thumbs up, the okay, the likes, and the share button. Grab it, man. Share the YouTube feed. Send it to a friend on text. Post it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, wherever you use your social medias. Hour number 2 is next. When we come back, we'll talk about this really questionable move in the NFL. That's next.
So one of the...
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit on select models. Excludes tax, tag, title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with 0 down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We are back.
This is the Big O Show.
Yes, it is. Talking to Larry Schlossberg out there. And by the way, they got the Acura loyalty program out here. If you own or lease an Acura and you're looking to buy or lease another one, you can get $500 up to $2,000 towards the purchase of that next car. So come on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75. And Pines, they will take care of you, man. You're going to love them here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. What do we have here? I think we got a bunch of people talking to each other. Doria Sheehan says, if Tua falls to us, we pull the trigger at 5. If not, I assume then an offensive tackle and Love at 18, Taylor at 26. I'm 100 for that scenario. We'll see what ends up happening. You never know. Daniel Rodriguez says, Big O, I'm scared the Dolphins might draft Herbert, and it's Tannehill all over again. My heart can't take no more. Hope they go for an upside like Love or Tua. I don't think they're going to go. You know, I have this feeling that Herbert is that guy that's going to drop in the draft. I think all this talk and everything with Herbert, I think he's going to drop in this draft. I think he's pulling one of those Aaron Rodgers type drops, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's taken somewhere in the teens to early 20s. Seriously. I think
really, with all the teams that between six, like from us to what, 10, 11, the Raiders,
yeah,
that need a quarterback. It's going to slip.
I think people are BSing, talking him up.
Okay, all right.
I think they're lying about him. I think they're trying to create smoke screens. They're talking him up because they're hoping somebody takes him to push another player down. That's really what I think is happening with Justin Herbert.
In all honesty, we talked about it. Why would you want other teams to know really what you think and what you want to do?
That's what I love about
misdirect them.
The Dolphins have not. That's what I love about the Dolphins, man. They have not been the team that is talking and all that crap. But, you know, media has made up all kinds of, just like, tanking for Tua and that everybody quit on the team and everybody wants to get traded off the team. Everybody created all kinds of fake narratives. None of them created by the Dolphins. It's interesting. I love this. That's why I can't be more convinced about the direction of the Dolphins. Okay? There's nothing more that can convince me about it. So let me ask you something. Are you guys going to watch a horse contest? There's a part of me that's look, we don't have a lot of sports. So ESPN on Sunday night at 7 o'clock, they're going to have a horse competition. Yeah. Yeah, you heard me right. A horse competition. Yep. Sunday night, 7 o'clock. Finals will be Thursday at 9. Here are the 8 participants. Trey Young versus Chauncey Billups. So young versus old. That's going to be fun, right? Tamika Catchings, the Hall of Famer now, versus Mike Conley. Zach Lavine versus Paul Pierce. Dude, Paul Pierce was moving in slow motion in his final years in the NBA. How's he going to move for this thing? All right. And then Chris Paul and Allie Quigley. So you got a couple ladies in there with a couple guys. I got to say, I'm going to be interested in this. I love playing horse, man. That was fun. Although in Little Havana, we didn't play horse. No. I don't know if you guys changed it up, but there's a Spanish word for penis. Starts with a P, ends with an A. That's what we played at Arbondale. We didn't play horse.
A lot of people can't figure this out, right?
You know.
Actually, there was a guy in the NFL that had that name.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I used to have him on every week. I had Brady on my show every week. I know Brady very well, actually. Very good guy. So, yeah, Poe. Yes. Yes, that's how we did it. Because that way, when you lost, you got kind of that was the immature thing that we used to do when we were kids. Okay? That's all I can tell you.
We played pig to make it fast, so, you know.
Oh, P-I-G? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pig.
All right. We just came up with a word that had the same amount of letters, but we just made it, nasty and Hispanic and Latin. It is Little Havana, so you got to imagine that, something's going to be influenced with that. And that's exactly was the case. Oh, there's a case in Congo of Ebola. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Watching NBA players play video games is boring. Yeah, that only flies for kids. Because kids do that. That's huge. Okay, you got to remember, we're older, more people that are in another age bracket. That's not going to be fun for us. But watching, kids love watching other people play video games. They can do it all night. It's the weirdest thing. But hey, we watch real players play football, basketball, baseball. Today's kids like to watch other people play games. It's just the way it is. Doria says, good. Herbert is the next Joey Harrington. Does he play piano too? Is that what you're saying? Herbert's got skills on piano? NorCal says, no horse competitions here. I'm racing popsicle sticks down a street at a time. Michael Pulisic spelled it out for us. Way to go, Michael. You ever play Knockout? Which is Knockout? That sounds familiar, like I did play that. You got to help me out. What's Knockout? How do you play that one? You gotta explain it to me, Chase One. John Santos says, oh, why don't you have Brady Papinga on your show? I could. We could call him up and get him on. We could. That would be something. I could actually ask him to come on. You know what? We'll do it next week. We'll get Brady on for sure. How about that? I promise you, we'll get Brady on. All right. So enjoy horse competition. I don't know. I'll watch some of it. You know what? I want to watch Trey Young in that horse competition.
When I first heard about this, I believe it was Trey that sent out a text regarding no slam dunks.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That makes sense.
So it sounds like it's going to be, just pure shooting thing.
Well, it has to. Once you include the women, there's only a couple women in the world that dunk.
Right.
So unless you're getting those girls, you gotta, you can't include dunks. So yeah, I loved playing horse when I was a kid. That was fun, man. So I don't mind. Now, I want to watch it, but I don't want to watch the Paul Pierce one. It's okay, I'm looking for Zach Lavine can kill Paul Pierce, bro. Seriously. Zach Lavine, all he has to do is go, all right, sky through the middle of the lane, bring the ball around your back, and make it in on a bank shot on the right side of the basket. Paul Pierce is done. His old arthritic ass will never first get off the ground. 2, he tries to put the ball around his back to then lay it up. He's going to trip on himself in the air and fall. He's going to end up injured. His old ass won't be able. Zach doesn't have to do any kind of dunks to just mortalize Paul Pierce. Now, then again, if Paul Pierce can somehow still shoot, it's not like Zach Lavine is a great shooter either, so it could be just that simple also. But Zach can do just a couple of athletic moves, and Paul Pierce is done. You'll give him a horse like this. Now, you tell me Zach against Trae Young, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Get me a Steph Curry against Trae Young in horse. You know what I'm saying? Steph is already healthy. He was already playing NBA games right when the season ended. So let's have Steph Curry against Trae Young. Now that's fun. All right, give me an Anthony Davis against the Greek Freak. Right? Two long, lanky, athletic guys. All right, let's have at it. Who would be the perfect horse guy for LeBron? That's the question. Who would you want to pit against LeBron in the NBA? Give me a guy here on the board. Let me pull up the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to send it in. Who would be, in your eyes, the perfect horse guy for LeBron? Give me a guy. You got one for me? What do you got?
I would take either the Greek Freak or Durant.
No, I already put Greek Freak and Anthony Davis together.
Kevin Durant?
Okay. All right. I mean, he's not healthy right now. Not yet, at least. That's a pretty good one. I got to like that one. Kawhi, Chase one. Nice job. That's who I would do right there. That's the guy I was thinking of. I didn't want to say anything, but Kawhi would be my pick. That would be perfect. Kawhi and LeBron against each other in a horse game. That's awesome right there.
See, I would rather see that one-on-one because of Kawhi's D.
No, but I still want to, because of the elite and because they're kind of the same guy, I will want to see those two guys. Luther Parker, by the way, has a great one too. Paul George and LeBron is an excellent suggestion. I think that's a really good one too. Kawhi or Paul George, I love those two options. That's pretty cool. See, you do that kind of stuff, and you all of a sudden are, and you're really going to create a lot of buzz. Now, this is how it goes. The horse is a quarterfinals. It'll be televised Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Semifinals will be televised the following Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. A coin toss at the start of each game will determine who shoots first, with the more senior player calling heads or tails. Players must describe each shot attempt, specifying the type of scores they intend to make before taking the shot, such as a bank shot or swish. Dunking is prohibited. The first player in each game to accumulate the letters horse after failing to match 5 shots is eliminated. Okay? There you go. All 8 entrants have a shot. The current NBA players would usually have a greater superiority, but with training interrupted, the field is leveled. Anyone could get hot during the competition, which will be held with each player shooting from a separate location. That's cool, too, because you're not sharing the ball. You're not on the same court. I love how they're being creative with all of this. Okay? Outside of watching slow-ass Paul Pierce. And you know what? When Paul Pierce plays, that'll be the moment I'll go to the fridge. That'll be the moment I go take a leak. That'll be the moment that I don't know, go take my dog outside in the backyard to go do some business. Or something like, I am not watching Paul Pierce, bro. He's too old and slow. And how are you going to put him up with Zach Lavine, bro? Paul could kill him only on straight-up shooting. Gus says Deshaun Stevenson. That's the dude that has the tattoos, right? And he has the Lincoln, right? The $5 Lincoln or something. Isn't that him? Am I wrong? Jokic? No, I wouldn't want Jokic against LeBron. I think you get, that's a good one because Jokic is so skilled. What big man do you put up against Jokic? That's an interesting one. Wow. Trying to think of, Bam. I would put Jokic up against Bam. Jokic will probably kill him a little bit in the shooting, because if Jokic just stands in the three-point line, that might be a little problem for Bam. But why not Bam? That might not be bad. Maybe a John Collins. Might not be a bad one. Westbrook versus Beverly in a fight or in a horse game? Wade versus Ginobili. Yeah, old versus old. Let's see which one busts a knee first. Let's see. FinFan says, XFL just told employees it's shutting down. Yeah, but they're paying their employees. They're paying their employees. So, there you go. Well, they're shutting down as in work. They're not shutting down the league, I don't think. I doubt that that's the case. Hey, Big O saw Peter King the other day. He's well-respected and has inside info and says he was asked what Miami will do on draft night. Says he has no idea. He says Miami is like the CIA right now. Greer's the man. Yeah, Greer's not going to talk to people. Jordan and Wade versus Kobe and Pippen. All right. I mean, you know how to resurrect people? Let's see. Can we just, stay with people that are living and maybe healthy and in one piece? And, right now, let's, live in the present. Let's not go back into the past. Okay? Sneak Attack 305, LeBron versus J.J. Barea. I love that. That is funny. King Short says, everybody hit the like button. Damn it. He's pissed. Don't piss off King Short, okay? King Short wants you to hit the like button. You got to hit that like button, bro. He's the king. You got to answer to the king. All right, let's see. What do we got here? 786-322-1105. All right, let me talk about something else here in the NFL. Yesterday, Brandon Cooks was traded. Again, can I ask you how a guy this talented, going into his 7th season, is now on his 4th team? How is that? And I know he can play. I also know he's got some concussion history, some injuries. The number, I was looking at it, he makes $8 million this year, $12 million to $12.5 million in each of the next 3 years. So the contract really isn't a ridiculous one, okay? But I'm trying to figure out how incredibly stupid Bill O'Brien is. Because that's the one thing that stands out to me about all of this, is my man is one of the dumbest individuals I have ever seen in pro football when it comes to, handling all this kind of stuff. Trades and things like that. I mean, are you kidding me? You're gonna trade now for Brandon. Okay, so you got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. Well, by the way, Shula and Mark Clayton and Mark Duper were fighting all the time. And the day Clayton got old is when Shula got rid of him. Shula wasn't going to get rid of him in years 3 and 4 and 7. No, he needed him during that time. Shula was going to find a way, if he had to fight with him every day, but he was going to fight with him and he was going to keep him on the field and keep him with him. You know what I'm saying? So this is the weirdest thing. You go get rid of one of the 3 best wide receivers in the NFL, right? Because DeAndre Hopkins, right? Top 3, top 4, whatever. Number 1, number 2, I don't know. Whatever you want to do, he's right up there. There aren't a lot of guys better than him. You can't find 5 receivers better than him. You can find a whole bunch better than Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is a number 2, not a number 1. Okay? If Brandon Cooks is your number 1, you're not good enough at that spot. You need to be better than Brandon Cooks. He's good, but he's not elite. And then the other thing is, why is everybody, dude, he was part of the Rams offense. He was part of the Patriots. He was part of the Saints. And they got rid of him. That's like it's odd, man. I don't know what's up with this kid, if there's also some kind of quirkiness to his attitude, his character, his person, whatever, but 4 teams in 7 years? That's a problem, man. That's an enormous problem. And then Bill O'Brien. Okay, so you trade for Brandon Cooks. You get a 4th rounder in 2022. You give up a 2nd rounder, number 57 overall. Here's the other thing. And I kind of know some of the answer because you don't want to rely on a young guy at this point because you need to sign Deshaun Watson to a contract. So you bring in a veteran receiver, but you give up a 2nd-round pick in the process. So you're giving up the salary, you're giving up the pick. The pick that you ended up getting from Buffalo, now you end up giving it up. So you're kind of trading off, so you took a step back, and you lost the draft pick in the process. To me, none of this makes any sense whatsoever for Bill O'Brien. And you know what makes even less sense is how is the owner sitting back and watching all of this take place and do nothing? And there are some owners in the league, and, you know, we have one in town that as much as I root for him, I'm the first guy to tell you, when it comes to football, I don't trust Stephen Ross at all. Okay? I don't think he's very knowledgeable when it comes to football. That's just me. I think the proof is in the pudding by things he said, things he's done, everything. You know? And maybe that's why he needs to rely on too many other people, because he can't think for himself when it comes to this. And maybe that's what's going on right now with the Texans. But I don't know anyone that at least knows a little bit about football and looks at what the Houston Texans are doing, and they say to themselves, oh, no, Bill O'Brien is, dude, he's awesome. That guy's moving mountains. Andrew Brandt, who I have on the show a lot, he tweeted out this morning, in the past 9 months, the Texans have paid Clowney $7 million to play for the Seahawks, traded 2 first-rounders for Tunsil with no companion contract extension, plus a 2nd-rounder, traded for bloated contracts from David Johnson and Brandon Cooks from teams desperate to offload them. Opposing GMs smell blood in the water. And that's a league guy. That's a guy that knows this business inside and out. I don't know how Bill O'Brien survives. To me, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And Brandon Cooks is a risk at this point. And you're paying him a lot of money for the concussion history. And I have to say, something's wrong with that kid. I don't know what it is. I haven't heard exactly what quirk it is with his personality, but there's no way you're that talented and you move from team to team. It's like, like Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens couldn't find a home because eventually people just said, we got to get rid of him. I don't care how talented he is. There was something wrong with Terrell Owens. Clearly. Yeah, he was super talented, but as talented as you are, people don't want you around. So what's the deal with Brandon Cooks? He's not as good as Terrell Owens, but damn, he's a pretty decent receiver, and yet nobody wants to keep him around. And let me tell you, he's been a part of some pretty good offenses, and they don't want to keep him around. That is an odd-ass story, man. All right, let me tell you about VSS West Pines. They are open. Call them 954-613-3367. We were there on Wednesday hanging out with Jose and Jason and Alex and Tommy, all the great people out there at VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road. Go to the website, vsswestpines.com. CBD, whether it's flour, tinctures, edibles like chocolates, gummies, jelly beans, ice creams. They got it all for you there, man. CBD topicals, salve for pain. They got transdermal patches also for inflammation and pain. I know because my wife has used those, and they work awesome. They are fantastic, folks. That's why I'm telling you, get on down to 12397 Pembroke Road. You're hanging out at home. Maybe you need to get the e-juice, the e-cigarettes, the disposable ones. They've got them in single and in 3-packs. Maybe you need rolling papers. They've got them from raw to smoking brands. If you're looking for hookahs, they've got all price ranges, $19.99 and up. Largest selection of rolling paper brands out there. Dry herb vaporizers, cleaners for your pipes, all kinds of great stuff, man. So while you're relaxing at home, you need something new, you can call them. You can pay for it online. You can pull up, and they'll give it to you. Or if you want to drive over, you can tell them what you want right from the door. They'll go get it for you, ring it up, and you're gone. 12397 Pembroke Road, 954-613-3367. It's VSSWestPines.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit on select models. Excludes tax, tag, title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with 0 down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We're back. I'm watching on Twitter the Tua Pro Day videos, and they're edited videos. They they show one throw and then they edit out and they show another throw. So obviously it's all pieced together of all the good throws, pretty much. I think that's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything off. Now, this kid's deadly accurate, so I'm not. Again, I'm not watching anything I don't know about with this kid. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those deals where this does nothing for me. It's nice. It's, again, more hype, part of the machine that they're putting out there. And they have to do this because he's the only one that has a physical question mark. He's the only one that you're worried about durability because that's been his problem his entire football career. So now and how the hell do you figure out whether somebody's never going to be injured again? You know what I mean? So that's where I look at all of this and I go, it's nice. It's fantastic that I'm watching this video. I watch him throw and all that. That'll entertain me during the break. I got my nice big-ass iPad here, and I'm watching, all the videos. But that doesn't convince me that you can stay healthy. That's my problem. You know what I mean? That's like, it's like Khloe Kardashian taking Tristan Thompson back. Is he really going to be faithful, or is he going to go find another skank again? No, he's going to go find another skank again. That's all. Right now, Khloe's got him controlled because he's under quarantine, so he can't get out and find a skank. The second the quarantine's lifted, Tristan Thompson's going to go bang everything that moves. Because it's guaranteed. This is who Tristan Thompson is. Well, unfortunately, Tua Tagovailoa is a fantastic young man, a hell of a passer, a good quarterback, but he's also incredibly injury-prone. Right? Because you could call him a great person. You could call him a great leader. That's his track record, right? You could call him a hell of a passer. That's his track record. You could call him accurate. That's his track record. And you can also call him injury-prone. That's his track record. Right? And that's when you talk to the two blinders, right? The guys that have been pushing for Tua, and then you tell them about injuries. Oh no, dude, come on. Who's to say he's going to continue? Well, then you tell them just like this. Well, isn't he a good quarterback? Yeah. Don't you expect him to be a good quarterback? Yeah. Don't you expect him to be a good passer? Yeah. Isn't he an intelligent kid? Yeah. Don't you expect him to stay intelligent? Yeah. He's accurate as hell, right? Don't you expect him to be accurate? Yeah. Okay, doesn't he also break down a lot? Huh? There you go. That's how you'll trap him. Every time. And they're going to go, huh? What? Huh? That's what it's what I said yesterday. If you draft him, you have to kind of program yourself to think that he will fail because his body will break down. Prepare yourself for that. If you draft Tua, prepare for the worst, pray for the best. Because there's a good chance the worst is what's going to happen. So it's nice that they put out all these videos. And nice job by Chris Mortensen, by the way, putting them out there. They're all 2-minute videos, 7 2-minute videos. 220, which is the max that you can put on Twitter. But it's all edited.
Is he at least wearing the same clothes and it's the same day?
Yeah, the black shorts and the white shirt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, we shot a 4 minutes of video.
Yeah.
Let's take a break till tomorrow.
Nice plug.
And come back the next day.
It's a nice plug for Adidas too, because he's got those Adidas shorts where it's got the big ass leaf on the right side. See it right there? See? I think those are Adidas shorts, or they right, or maybe it's his own logo or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they're Adidas. I might be wrong. Somebody help me out there if you're watching the video. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's his own logo or something. It looks like an Adidas type thing. I might be wrong. But there you go. Tua will disappoint us because he will be the next Bradford, but we do need a quarterback no matter what. We need to draft one. Too many years we have waited. No more recycling QBs. That's what Rick Sanchez. Are you squatting over the map right now, Rick Sanchez? Do you remember that guy you hit and put in a coma and then died? Rick Sanchez. I'm just asking. Dougie Fresh. Oh, kick out the jams, mother effers. That's right, baby. That's right. Nice job. Damn, that dude's fro game was strong, and so was his stage presence. 10 out of 10 on the shirt. Now, that would have been a legit Super Bowl band. Oh, yeah. The MC5s. Yes, sir. I saw the man a couple of years ago jam at over at Revolution Live, so it was great. The rest of the band that he had with him, they did a really nice job, okay? But the Reverend was jamming, I got to say. Mike Dominguez says, has anyone asked Nick Saban for his opinion on the Tua situation? Hialeah Bread says, have you done any mock drafts? No, sir, I don't do mock drafts. The only time I would do mock drafts is when Miguel Escobar would ask me for one at QAM. And I would tell him, you know I hate mock drafts, right? And he goes, yeah, bro, but you know people like it, and can you do it, please? So then I would do it for QAM. But outside of that, I've never done a mock draft since. We did it for a couple years. When that was the Joe Bell years when we were still actually like a real radio station. You know, with Greg Reed and with Joe Bell, we were still a real radio station. After Joe Bell, that's when it all just started to go to crap. And that's why it's garbage now. Luther Parker says, okay, Big O, you've been around the Miami sports scene for a long time. What's your gut telling you what's the Dolphins will do at number 5? They won't take Tua. They won't take Herbert. That's what my gut tells me. My gut tells me that they take a position player at number 5. And that 18 is the one that they use to maneuver to get Love. That's what I think happens. That's what my gut tells me. Instead of going with the kid that you've got to repair his, his personality and try to make him a leader, which you either are or you aren't, man. And if Herbert isn't, and I read Armando Salguero's article with Mario. Oh, my Lord. I thought Mario went way over the top on that. But he has to. He's the kid's coach. You got to do it. But it was an incredible oversell job. And then the other kid is constantly injured. I don't think Chris Greer wants to start off his career as the GM with a big fat question mark at 5. I think he wants to take a nasty-ass player at 5 that he can plug in and play right now. I think that's what Flores wants. Think about this. They went with Fitzpatrick last year, and they won 5 games. And so they might be more along the lines of the team, a lot like the Patriots. Let's get a real base. That way the quarterback is part of the program, part of the system. He isn't the system. Marino was the system. Elway, before Shanahan, was the system, and it didn't work. Okay? Aaron Rodgers at times is the system over there because their offensive line is inconsistent at times. Their running game now is better with Jones, but over the last couple years before that, it was inconsistent and could not be counted on, and their defense wasn't that good. So you were living off Rodgers, and it didn't work out. So you don't want to add a guy that, okay, he's your end-all, be-all, and if he's not going, you're not going anywhere. I think they want to build a team. I really do. That's what my gut tells me. My gut tells me that they're going to go and do what football people do. And they're going to look at it and they're going to say, no way, dude. We're not going to pick a guy that is a reclamation project physically or mentally. We're going to take Mackay. We're going to take Brown. We're going to take Tristan Wirfs. We're going to take Simmons. We're going to take whatever, bro. They're going to take one of those studs at number 5. That's what I think they're going to do. Okay? If you ask me what my gut is telling me right here and now. That's what I'll tell you. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. I'm thinking love like in Jordan Love. accidentlawfirm.com text line. Nunez Law, proud sponsors of our program through thick and thin, and we appreciate that immensely. Thank you very much, Bobby. Doria says, Love has an arm like Favre, very close. Love has a gun. Problem is sometimes he doesn't know where it's going. And so, that's why I don't mind taking him at 18, or if you have to move up a couple of picks, 2 or 3 picks or whatever, 4 picks to get him. I don't mind doing that. But I just at 5, if it's up to me, I will understand the Tua move because I get it. And if they feel in the front office, by the way, that they're willing to take that chance, like I said, that's fine. but you better knock it out in those next 13 picks, man. You better have a great draft that whether Tua hits or not, you have a great draft. And if Tua hits, then you probably had the greatest draft in Dolphin history dating back to the 70s when Shula had some monster drafts. Seriously. You would have to go back that far. That's the kind of draft you need here. Because you got 14 picks, man. You got a lot of picks. You need to get it done here in a big-time way. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Now, I told you about, yesterday we talked about Peter King wanting the Dolphins to trade 4 draft picks, right? And we talked about, Trent Dilfer today saying that Tua has a better arm than Marino and Aaron Rodgers, okay, which, Jesus. These are things that I got to tell you that sometimes they go on and you want to scratch your head. And
I was just going to say, after he said it, did he, sit there for a second and be like, did I actually just say that?
Yeah.
Man, I wish there was a way we could go back in time and I could retract that statement.
So sometimes, we play the old man game. And maybe some people that are young are saying, oh, you guys are just old, and so you don't want to give Tua credit. He has a better arm than Marino. There'll be a couple of young idiots saying that, right? And you got to be objective about this, okay? And for those of us that had the pleasure, it's not so much a pleasure because we're old now, but that means we've been around for a while, that we saw Marino, now we're watching Tua. We kind of have a better view than any, punk with 3 hairs on his face checking out YouTube and watching Marino on some, screwed up video or something. You didn't see Marino. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. But I'm going to spin it the other way now, okay? Because I know Marino's arm is way better than Tua's. That's not a conversation. Aaron Rodgers has a better arm than Tua.
And that's not even with the full windup. I mean, literally, from here in front of his chest, just going forward.
Boom.
That's it.
Boom. Anyway. So, here's where the reverse happens. Because, again, if you just play the old man card, then you're never really going to be objective because everything old can't be better than everything new. Well, Terry Bradshaw, here's the other idiot smoking the same dope that Peter King is smoking and Trent Dilfer. Terry Bradshaw now says, no way Tom Brady's the greatest QB of all time, citing it's a typo. He says, Dan Fouts is better than Tom Brady. Brother.
The guy that never made it to a Super Bowl ever.
Come on, bro. I love Dan Fouts. He was a great quarterback. He is a Hall of Famer. Okay? But let me explain something to you. Even Dan Fouts had way better talent than Tom Brady. It's not even close. Okay? The tight ends were a wash. Because, you got Gronk, Kellen Winslow, wash. Why are we going to argue about this, right? They're both incredible. You might put a hair. Gronk is a better blocker than Winslow, like by miles, like by centuries, okay? Gronk is the better player than Winslow. But as a pass catcher, they're about the same, okay? Super athletic, freakish. Gronk isn't as freakish in today's game as Winslow was then, put it that way, okay? Because it just wasn't normal to have tight ends like Winslow in those days. Winslow is Travis Kelce, is Gronk, is those kind of guys now. You know what I mean? He's the one guy that from that era, like Jim Brown in his era, could play in any era. You know what I'm saying?
He was Tony Gonzalez before Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, we love Larry Little. He can't play guard in this league anymore. Okay? Larry Little is a Hall of Famer in that era. He would have to gain, another 60 pounds at the level the weight he played at And I don't know if his frame or whatever and all that stuff, that would have been a challenge for anybody because you don't know how it's going to work out for somebody like that.
You add 60 pounds to Larry Little, and he ain't pulling out on those plays like you did.
Well, maybe not. The training is different. The food is different. The exercising, it's all more advanced nowadays. They understand the body way more. They know how to get more out of the body. So remember, these guys were smoking and drinking beers at halftime. I'm exaggerating. They were smoking cigarettes, but they were drinking beer after the game.
They had regular jobs on the off season.
They had legitimate off seasons. Okay, so these guys were completely out of shape by the time training camp rolled around. So it's those athletes were pretty special in their own right the way they did things. But again, here's Terry Bradshaw, and I love Dan Fouts, bro. But John Jefferson and Charlie Joyner. He had receivers that were special, bro. And
didn't he have Lofton for a little while?
And he had James Lofton also. He had him for a long time. Joyner was there for a while, and Jefferson was there for a while, and Lofton was there for a few years also. He had some really good players around him.
Chuck Muncie.
Chuck Muncie
with the glasses.
What was the name of the was it Brooks? Didn't they get? Didn't he leave Cincinnati and go there or something like that? Or they had, who was the name of the scat back that they had there too? Well, either way, they had several guys throughout his career. They had a lot. Air Coryell, dude. I mean, give me a break. You know what I'm saying? He made sure they had a passing game. That's why they were called. That's why it's Air Coryell. And so this is where you get to the ridiculous. So Bradshaw goes, I don't think he's the greatest quarterback of all time. He told 93.7 the fans, Cook and Joe show on Thursday. He may be the best quarterback we've had in the last 30 years. Is he better than Roger Staubach? No. Is he better than Dan Fouts? No. Dan Marino? No. I'm talking talent-wise when you're putting it all together. Bradshaw says Brady's rings make him the best QB, but not better than everyone else. Is he better than Montana? Not in my opinion. Is he better than Drew Brees? Yeah, maybe. What's wrong with this guy? Look, man, we can hate the Patriots all we want and Tom Brady and all that. I know it's in our DNA as Dolphin fans. Tom Brady is the GOAT, dude. Guy's won 6 titles, man. And he's won with a lot less talent at times on offense. His talent on offense has not been always special. He is clearly one of those guys that elevated people around him every year. And it doesn't matter who it is. And you know what? The best part about this thing is this changed now. And I wish it would have happened maybe 7-8 years ago because Brady would have been younger. And now, age is the only thing that can creep up and really hurt him. And as you know, I'm not breaking any news to any of you out there. You're all intelligent enough about this. You know that it happens at any moment. You don't know when age is going to hit you and the wheels are going to fall off. So if he's able to overcome the age again and he takes Tampa to some special places, maybe a guy like Bradshaw will shut the hell up on that one because that Dan Fouts, come on, bro. Dan Fouts was awesome, but he's not Tom Brady, man. That's just unfair. Now we're getting to the ridiculous. Okay? That's where you're becoming the old guy that you just think everything old is better. And that's just not the case. And look, I play the old man card every once in a while here too. All right? I'm not I can, just say but I try to do it, I think, at least in a reasonable fashion. Like, rock in the past, way better than rock now. Rap in the past, 1,000 times better than the rap crap now. That kind of stuff. That's how we play the game. All right, let me see what we got here. Bro Marseille, let's say LAC moves up to number 3 and takes Tua. So Burrow, Chase, and Tua, and fill in the question marks. Who the Giants take at 4 and find at 5? Giants take Simmons, and then Dolphins take Wirfs. There you go. All right? King Short says, Fouts is an a-hole and Dolphin hater. Watch any of our games. Well, I don't care about that. I don't care if he's an a-hole. The guy was a hell of a player, but he's not better than Brady. That's all I got to say. Let's see. What else do we have here on it? Dolphins probably have 4 to 5 guys targeted with their 5th pick. I wouldn't be surprised if it's only one is QB. Yeah, I agree with you. I just think they're gonna. I just don't think they're gonna take a QB at number 5. I really don't. Let's see. FinFan70 says Tua better than Marino. Okay, puff, pass. No, don't pass. In this environment, you roll personals. Okay? You smoke and roll your own. Because remember, you got to lick the paper and all that stuff. All that. No. You roll your own and smoke your own. You do not share. Okay? No pass. Puff, hold. Puff, hold. That's what you do. Michael Guerrero, do you think the Bears draft a tight end considering they already have 10 tight ends on the roster? Yes, I do. They're going to take the FAU kid.
From what I understand, actually, they are talking to the tight end at Purdue. They've had a conversation with him.
That conversation stuff, it means nothing.
Brilliant.
It means nothing. But, hey, they love to collect tight ends, so why not?
Well, you know what it is. O'Brien down in Houston, they're competing with him for idiot of the league.
Okay.
So they got to, look at what he did. We got to one-up him in the idiot department.
Well, they're trailing him still. Being the best QB and the best pure passer in NFL history are two totally different things. I will argue that till I'm blue in the face that Marino is the best pure passer in NFL history, but not the best QB. I don't have a problem with that, George. I think that's a fantastic explanation. I like that. Troy George says the Dolphins didn't tank for anyone. This is the Miami. Well, I've been saying that for a year now. They never said they were tanking for Tua. That's that you're preaching to the choir there. You know how many rip jobs I did throughout the year about tanking for Tua and quitting on the team, and everybody wants to get traded, and all those stupid narratives that the media came up with. None of them were by the Dolphins. None of them. Oh, and by the way, the media flopped on every one of those. Every one. And they all, and a bunch of them reversed. Oh, the Dolphins have the money. They're going to go crazy and spend all kinds of money. No, they're going to spend money on young players. Only place you got the sensible outlook and the 100% on target on look of the Miami Dolphins is right here.
You know something?
Nowhere else.
Think about it. All the stuff that the media put out, man,
wrong.
There wasn't one thing.
None of it.
They were right on.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. This media did it right.
Yeah,
this media put everything out right about the Dolphins so far.
I'm not going to put us in that same lump with those people.
Everything.
We're not trying to get clicks, man.
Brother, we were 10 steps ahead of every media member in this country about the Miami Dolphins. Okay? Not 1, not 5, 10 steps in front of almost every media member in this country.
I think my favorite was Steve Young. They're endangering the.
Oh yeah. Him and Dominic Foxworth was the other one.
Yes, right.
Oh, they're endangering players. How stupid was that? You kidding me? Are you watching them, dude? They're actually competitive. What is wrong with you? Now they're winning games. You're going to still go on? Although I'll give Foxworth credit. He apologized after. And so did Steve Young. They both apologized after they realized that they said something really stupid. And by the way, they're both former players. I get it when media members say it because a lot of media members, they don't get to talk to NFL people, real NFL people, so they don't really have good insight. And they don't have a real good feel for the league, so they just pull crap out of their ass and they just hope it sticks. But, when it's players actually saying, like Trent Dilfer say, oh, Tua's better arm than Marino. It's like, come on, dude. You played the game. Show us some intelligence. You know what I mean? Don't be a complete sellout because they're paying you, bro.
Act like you've laced them up and been in between the lines in a game, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
Give me a break. All right, let's take a break. Hour number 3 is next. If you want to get in, we'll check out the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322 1105. You can also check us out on the YouTube board there. Give us the thumbs up on the YouTube board while you're watching. Subscribe. Pass it on. Click and subscribe. And thank you to all that are subscribing because we're getting several subscribers every day. You're building it up. It took us quite a few months to, I want to say 4 months or something to get to 1,000. To get to 2,000, it took us less than a month and a half. So that's all you out there that are just doing an awesome job, and we really appreciate it that you're spreading the word and people are finding out more and more about our program. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was somewhere between the East-West Shrine and Mobile, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That we got to 1,000?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a bit – that was February. About 5 months.
No, we didn't. No, the YouTube page started after we started. It started in October.
You know what?
We didn't start the YouTube page till October.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, because we were doing the Facebook, Twitter thing and all that.
And then we
just said, no, let's just go. And we went to YouTube. And when we started to focus everything and channel everything, the problem is.
Brilliant choice on your part, by the way, channeling to one.
No, there's nothing about me that's brilliant, first of all. But the only reason I did it's because I had people trying to contact me on Facebook and then on Twitter and then on YouTube. And then we had a fourth one, right?
Twitter, right?
No, it was on Periscope. But Periscope and Twitter are the same. But the problem is I can't keep up with 3 platforms. So we just funnel it through YouTube. And now it's pretty cool because the YouTube chat board explodes now. And those of you out there, those of you that have been with us from the get-go, when it was 4, 5, 10, 12 people, 20 people, now it's over 100 now on the chat board. So slowly but surely we're building up, and we got a nice family that's developing there every single day. And again, I can't thank you so much, really. All right, let's take a break. Let's start off hour number 3, which has already started. Back with more live from, of course, Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit on select models. Excludes tax, tag, title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with 0 down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. the Big O Show. This is 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 the Big O Show.
We're back. Coming to you live from the beautiful dealership that is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, baby. We're out here at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And, you know, I saw a funny story about the Jets. And listen, there's a lot of things funny about the Jets, right? I mean, the organization's a clown show. The Johnsons are a clown show. Adam Gase is a clown. It's a joke of a franchise. It's been a joke of a franchise for a long, long time. And so now a story comes out about Colin Kaepernick. And apparently there was a fake Kaepernick account, all right, that said Kaepernick had inked a one-year, $9 million deal with the Jets. So it was obviously discovered that it was a fake account. But now the real Colin Kaepernick has some interest in Gang Green, and sources say Colin feels he would be a great fit with the organization. Now, it's unclear if the feeling is mutual, but the Jets, of course, don't have a lot of depth at quarterback behind Sam Darnold. So sources say Colin has continued to work out and train like a maniac ever since his NFL workout. Was that an NFL workout in November, where he told teams stop being scared and make an offer already? Anyway, Colin's team isn't putting all their eggs in the Jets' basket, so they're out to multiple teams in hope of getting Kaepernick back in an NFL uniform in 2020. Hey, Colin, stop with the charade, dude. You don't want to be a real quarterback. You're a phony, dude. Come on, enough already. What a joke. Although, I got to tell you something. There's a part of me that would like to see this phony-ass Kaepernick go with the other phony, Adam Gase, and I would love to see the circus that would then ensue. The whole kneeling stuff would take over. Gase would then have to, because Sam Darnold's going to have that game where he sees ghosts, and he's going to throw 3 interceptions. And then they're going to bring Kaepernick in. The idiot Jet fans will go crazy. They'll want Kaepernick in. And then Kaepernick will throw a couple interceptions, and then they'll boo his ass too. And then the only thing about bringing Kaepernick in, it'll fast-track getting Adam Gase fired. And I kind of want Adam Gase to stick around with the Jets for 30 years. There's a part of me that I would truly enjoy watching Adam Gase basically eat his liver on the sidelines. Like, he'd be so frustrated, he'd just grab the scalpel, just, cut out the liver and just have right there on the bench, all by himself, too. Hey, I realize this. I just thought about this right now. I did not know that Adam Gase knew that there was a pandemic coming, because every time he's on the sidelines by himself on the bench, there's nobody within 30 feet. So they've been social distancing from his ass for months now. Nobody will. Hey, if Adam Gase is a carrier, he'll never give it to anybody because nobody wants to be around the guy. Interesting. We could actually, we could make Adam Gase patient zero and nobody would get sick in this country. It's pretty awesome.
He's the perfect example of social distancing.
There's no doubt. All his meetings on the sidelines there, but while he's thinking things over in the bench and nobody's around him. It's pretty awesome. I tell you, he's ahead of the curve. I got to give Adam Gase a lot of credit there. He was trying to teach us. He was sending us a message that something was coming and you need to be away from people. We were all making fun of him, thinking that nobody likes him and nobody wants to be around him. No. Adam Gase was actually creating promos for the coronavirus situation. Pretty smart, Adam Gase's part. I got to give him credit on that one. But on a serious side, I would really like Kaepernick there. It's like you get a grenade and you're just throwing it over and just blow everything up. That's it. Kaepernick. Kaepernick's a grenade. Boom. Explode everything. Gotta love it. I saw that story. So a fake account puts out that he signed with the Jets, and then that initiates his interest into the Jets. You can't write this kind of stuff up. I'm telling you. There's no way you can create stuff like that up at all. I love that. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Forbes, by the way, put out their list of most valuable teams. And guess who was number one? The New York Yankees, according to Baseball's. For baseball, by the way, they're valued at $5 billion, up 9% from last year, and 47% more than the number 2 team in the list, the Dodgers, at $3.4 billion. How amazing is that? That the Yankees are worth $1.6 billion more than the Dodgers. That's freaking amazing. Anyway, the Yankees are second among all sports in Forbes' evaluation. The Cowboys are listed at $5.5 billion. Yankees, Yes Network broadcast, Forbes, Sports Money television show. The Boston Red Sox, by the way, are third at $3.3 billion, followed by the Cubs at $3.2 billion, the Giants at $3.1, the Mets at $2.4, the Cardinals at $2.2, and the Phillies are worth $2 billion. Guess who was the least valued team in Major League Baseball?
Is it us or Tampa?
No, it was us. But wait a minute. I was shocked at that. I was really shocked at that. Tampa should be valued less than Miami. Do you know why? Miami has a big, beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
Tampa has a dump. I don't get that one. That one's kind of weird. Miami was last at $980 million, a drop of $20 million. So Miami lost value last year, $20 million. Okay? Also near the bottom, Kansas City at $1.025 billion. Tampa was at $1.05 billion. They're actually worth a little more than Kansas City. Cincinnati at $1.075 and Oakland at $1.1 billion. How weird is that? I'm not surprised that Miami is one of the bottom ones, but I figured Tampa would be last because that stadium is a dump, dude. Miami Stadium is brand freaking new, man. And it's not like Tampa keeps their talent around either.
You know what? It's got to be something to do with the fact that Tampa is competitive every year.
I mean, well, they have more talent than Miami right now.
They get in the playoffs. You know,
Yeah,
3
no.
out of 4 years. They
No,
are
they got-
close. You know what they remind me of? They remind me of the Oakland A's, man.
Right, well, that's
They
what they
do
are.
it more with less.
Right. Well, they have to. They have no choice.
Right.
That's the way it is for them. But, yeah, no, it's there's no doubt.
There's got to be a value given monetarily for
The talent.
being a competitive team.
No, that has to be the case that they have more talent than Miami right now, established. You know, maybe Miami has some young guys that are going to become something down the line, but we don't know that. But right now, because it's what you said, they are making the playoffs. They are having a winning record. So, you know, it's a shame because if you know what the hell you're doing in the front office, you should be able to keep players so you can have a great team, which is so
Look,
weird.
and obviously being a Yankee fan, but bottom line, man, yeah, you look at the Yankees, you look at Boston, you see what Toronto's doing, Tampa being like, there are, as far as the division, there's always 3 teams trying to make the playoffs every year.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. No doubt about that. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Oh, just to give you a little music. I always love keeping you guys up to date on what's going on in music for streaming purposes. Just to remind you, okay? First of all, Dead & Company is going to stream their MSG show this Saturday. All right? Let me see here. I think it's on their Facebook page. So if you are a Dead & Company fan, here it is. Dead & Company are continuing their one more Saturday night free weekly streaming series. They have shared details about it in this week's show. The All-Star Band has Mickey Hart, Bill Kreutzmann, John Mayer, Bob Weir, OTL Burbridge, and Jeff Chiminetti. And they've announced they will stream their November 4, 2017 show at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Fans can RSVP to watch it via the band's official Facebook page on their YouTube channel this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right? So there you go. And the group, by the way, is asking fans to consider making a donation to Music Cares COVID-19 Relief Fund. So you got Dead & Company streaming on Saturday. The other thing that's going on is a thing called Facebook Live Human to Human, a live donation event. And let me see where I have the thing here. Where is the damn story? Oh man, I know I have it here. Anyway, it's got all kinds of artists. By the way, it's going to go from noon to midnight. It's a 12-hour concert. All kinds of bands are on it. It's called Facebook Live Human to Human, a live donation event. So make sure you check it out because I know I want to say the lead singer from Rival Sons is on that list. They've got all kinds of different bands that are going to be on it. Let me see if I could find the article for you and look it up. I thought I saved it, but I unfortunately don't have it. Tonight, Bare Naked Ladies, by the way, are going to be on at 5 o'clock Eastern doing their thing. Tonight at 8 o'clock, the Silver Sun Pickups will be streaming on their Facebook page. Saturday at 8 o'clock, Pearl Jam streams at 11 o'clock Eastern. Saturday the 18th of April. That's next Saturday. They will do it. Melissa Etheridge, 6 p.m. Eastern today, Saturday and Sunday. She'll be streaming. Rick Springfield tomorrow, Saturday, noon Eastern, will be streaming on his Facebook page. Andrea Bocelli, Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, will be streaming. Adelita's Way, tomorrow, April 11th at 9:30 Eastern, also streaming. So you got a bunch of bands that are going to be streaming their concerts or some kind of concert, some kind of performance. So if you like any of those acts, there you go. Wanted to keep you guys updated on all of that. Now, LeBron James rookie jersey is going to go on auction. What do you think about that? That's going to go for a lot of money. Here they say it could break the record of $630,000. It's a LeBron James very first game-worn NBA jersey. Golden Auctions says the jersey was worn during King James' 5th and 8th games of his rookie season with the Cleveland Cavaliers, including his first ever matchup against his best friend Dwayne Wade on November 12th of 2003. The other game was against the Pacers when an 18-year-old Bron scored 23 points on November 7th. The jersey, which was certified legit by Resolution Photo Matching, is the earliest jersey of James' NBA career to hit the market and could possibly end up being the most expensive jersey in modern-day history. LeBron James memorabilia is some of the most sought-after memorabilia currently out there, says Ken Golden. After setting the record earlier this year for the sale of the LeBron James card for $900,000, we're hoping the jersey will set the record for the highest price paid for a basketball jersey, which is $630,300. The King also holds the record when his 2020 All-Star Game jersey went up for auction earlier this year. The jersey will be available through May 16th, so if you have more than $500,000 lying around, go for it. I think it hits $1 million. I think it goes over $630,000. I think somebody pays $1 million for that jersey. I really do.
You know what's going to happen?
What's that?
Somebody in Cleveland is going to get the jersey
and
then
burn it,
set it on fire.
Oh, now it would be funny if it was the owner that bought the jersey and then lit it on fire. Okay? Now, if Dan Gilbert did that, that would be awesome. The thing is, they're not really bitter with him now. The first go-around they were because they didn't have a championship. This time they got their championship, so they're all right now when it comes to all of that.
They understand that LeBron has aspirations of getting into the movie business.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Now, let me ask you guys out there something. All right, ladies and gentlemen out there. What happens when sports returns? You know, it's kind of an unknown because we don't know how we're going to handle this. You know, you don't know the threat that's out there. And right now we're looking at the numbers, you know, and we're starting to see the curve now, right? And we're starting to see maybe less cases in certain places. Hopefully now the death number starts to go down so we can get to a point where we can control this thing. But we really don't know all the ins and outs of this virus because even the experts don't know all the ins and outs. They didn't think it was transmittable through air, and now they do. So they want us all wearing masks. And so I understand all of that. I really do. I get it. But and this is kind of a weird question because we don't have all the proof yet, right? But they took a poll of sports fans, and it said, even with pharmaceutical industry racing to get this done, every respected expert says it will be 2021 before a coronavirus vaccine is widely available, right? So that could hit the NBA and sports boards across the world, right? A Seton Hall sports poll found that 3/4 of Americans, 61% of sports fans, will not return to arenas for games until there is a coronavirus vaccine available. Asked what they would do if leagues resume play before the development of a vaccine, 72% of Americans said they would not attend games, with 12% saying they would if social distancing could be maintained. Which, come on, what are they going to do? Put fans 6 feet apart? Water, yes. 6 feet apart? That's not going to happen. I mean, think about it. Think how empty that arena is going to be if you have a fan 6 feet apart. And they can't be behind you, right? They can't be in the same row. So they've got to be a couple rows back, too. There's no way you can do that, right? So only 13% they would feel safe entering as they did in the past. Among sports fans, the number drops to a significant 61%. Now, remember I talked about this a couple days ago. How are we going to handle concerts? Like for me, I'm a monster concert guy. I love my music, right? But I can't go to a concert right away. I have to be concerned about that. In concerts, we're all bunched up too because I like being up front. I like being as close as I can to the stage because that is the best experience in a live show. The closer you are, the better. I'm just telling you from a guy that's been going to concerts since he was a kid. All right? Been to well over 1,000 concerts. I love being up front as much as possible. So you know it gets crowded. And I'm nervous about that. Hey, man, I got 5 stents in my heart. I got to try to stay away from this thing as much as possible. And so how are you going to, those of you that are on the chat board, those of you that are on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105, how are you going to handle this now? Are you going to go right the day that sporting events are open? Are you going in there? And if you're willing to go, how are you going to go? Are you going to go masked up and all that stuff, or are you going to go normal like you did before? Without a vaccine, okay? We're talking about pre-vaccine. Obviously, when there's a vaccine, everything's a go. We're all going to feel a lot better about the situation. But, man, 61%, that's a lot of people staying away from games. Thank you, sir. All right? That's a lot of people staying away from games. Wow, that's disturbing. I don't know how – I mean, they're going to survive because the big money's in TV, not the seats. Seats are like – it's like icing on the cake is what it is. It's not the most important piece of the pie. I always trip out when fans think, well, we pay their salaries. No, you don't. Television companies, advertising are the ones that are really paying the salaries.
Yeah, but they estimate that some games, man, they pull in $3-4 million a game,
which barely plays for one player.
You know, yeah, because 41 now. You're looking at 120, 130 over the season. Yeah, that ain't even one good guy.
No, it's just it's not something that really is what puts you over the top. What puts them over the top is the TV contracts, obviously, and then the advertising. And then the suites, actually. Not the seats, but the suites. There's big money there. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is? The seats are loose change for these guys. The stuff
That's what you find in the couch?
What you have in the couch, what you have in your ashtray in your car, what you have in that little coin thing in your car or whatever, that's what tickets are for owners. For owners. And it's spare change. And let me rumble around and get a quarter or two. No big deal. You know, that kind of stuff. 61%. That means a lot of people are going to stay away from games. I mean, I don't go to too many games myself anymore. I kind of watch them on television more than anything else. I get more work done watching on television than I would there. A lot more work, actually, because I get to watch all kinds of games. Although now, I will say that now with the website up and everything we're actually going to be covering more games once this thing gets going. But I'm just wondering for those of you out there, how long will it take for us to be normal again? Will you be normal with all of this? Because that's a scary poll right there when you think about it. That's a lot of people are going to stay away from that. Mike says we need a vaccine before football can start. Maybe before anything can start. Nico says, I'm not going to any mass gatherings until I get a vaccine. Ray says, Big O, I'm waiting minimum 1 year on my end as much as it hurts going to concerts. Wow. You're smart, Ray, probably, for doing that. T-Bone says Tannenbaum and Gase leached off Ross and had it made the way they set up the decisions, making them all blame each other. Ross figured it out and kept the real GM. The Great Fear says maybe prices go way down for concerts at first. They may. It's a good point on your part. That may happen. No doubt. GPP Central says, compared Flores to Gase, someone tell him I think he's a clown. Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know what he's talking about. Luther Parker says, Big O, for me, as much as I may want to, I'm not going to events until there's a vaccination. Just not worth taking a chance. Bromar Smelly says, I'd pay money to watch the Big O throw hands with T-Bomb in a UFC cage. You know, Tannenbaum's actually a decent dude. He's a nice guy. He's just not good at football, that's all. Let's see. DraftKings FanDuel says, Ross is a boss, but a lost boss. I love Ross, but there's nothing wrong with Ross. He spends the money, but does hire idiots. Well, not anymore. Now he's got good people in there. Ross did good, man. Give him a little love. Ian from Brooklyn, Big O, about to puff, no pass, listening to my stress relief. Good man there. Puff all you want, don't pass. Not in this environment. There is no passing. Roll your own. RC in the 305, who has the most second-round picks? I'd have to look it up, my brother. I'm not sure. But I can look it up for you. I think I can find that for you pretty quickly, actually. I'll do that. In fact, you know what? After I take a break here, I'll come back with that info for you. T-Bone says Matt Patricia is going to get fired along with the GM Quinn this season. I agree. There you go. All right, I'll give you the answer on the second-round picks. Let's do this. This show, of course, proudly brought to you by Moodias Dental. Eric Moodias and his dad, man, they do a phenomenal job, a family-owned business. And if you're in pain right now, let's get you out of pain. I don't want you stuck in your home and you got toothaches. Come on, folks. Let's call Moodias Dental right now, 305-821-0231. Call them, tell them that Big O sent you. They're going to take care of you. They're a fantastic company. Whether you're looking for implants, Invisalign, maybe you've got to do a crown, maybe you've got a root canal, which I know, but better there than anywhere else to do it. Or you got to fill a cavity or clean your teeth, call Moodias Dental, 305-821-0231. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Moodias Dental.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit. On select models excludes tax, tag, title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with zero down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All right, for the gentleman that was asking me, or lady, I forgot now, you're asking me about who has the most second-round picks. We have a 6-way tie. Yep. Baltimore, Chicago, Indianapolis, the Rams, Miami, and Seattle all have 2 second-round picks. How about that? So there you go. You want answers? I've got them for you here on the program. I love it. Love it. All right. Did you know a lot of people are – the XFL yesterday made some news where they are giving back all the deposits for the 2021 2020 season, no, 2021 season next year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. They wanted to give that you got your mic on. They wanted to give that money back because people may need that money. Right? And that's extremely thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? They could easily keep that money and be absolute turds with all of that. So I wanted to point that out because it's
huge social conscience, man.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. And I pointed that out because just like I pointed out that Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu are paying the Panther employees through the coronavirus pandemic, whereas the Boston Bruins owner, who's a billionaire, laid off like 80% of his people. Total scumbag. You're a billionaire, dude. You're a billionaire a couple times over. Bro, you lose $1 million in salaries or two for a couple months. Who gives a rat's ass, man? You know, have some common decency. You're a billionaire because you've been making money off the world. Come on, man. Time to give something back. You know what I'm saying? That's where I pick on people. Well, the concert industry. This is pretty scummy what's going on. In the last few weeks, 28,000 plus events have been canceled, postponed, or rescheduled. 23,000 in the U.S. alone. All right? Given the unprecedented impact of the coronavirus has had on live events industry, we have adapted our policies in the U.S. and Canada while continuing to go above and beyond for our customers. StubHub, by the way, isn't the only one evolving in its model during the pandemic. Ticketmaster recently changed the wording of its policy, which had previously said that fans could receive a refund if their concert was postponed, rescheduled, or canceled. Now it only lists cancellations as a reason for buyers to get their money back. If these adapted policies have angered some of these adapted policies have angered fans. This is my money and they're holding it hostage, said Tammy Combs, explained in a conversation with the Chicago Tribune. The 58-year-old yoga instructor had been trying to recoup the money she paid for several 2020 concerts, but said that Ticketmaster was unresponsive. Her frustrations echoed the rage of many buyers caught behind the legal fine print of ticket purchase. So for them to change the wording from postponed, rescheduled, or canceled to just canceled, because a lot of these bands have postponed or rescheduled. Well, dude, okay, I'm glad you postponed your concert for 6 months from now, or 3 months from now, or 8 months from now. But my brother, right now, I'm hurting for money. And I paid $150 for that ticket, $80, $70, maybe $500. I don't know. Might be an Andrea Bocelli concert. And so these greedy bands, the greedy promoters, and the ticket companies, they're all in cahoots here. I find it disgusting that you're not refunding people during this time. Remember what I told you the other day about Southwest Airlines? And I gave them a lot of love the way they handled it. They handled it like pros. They understand the environment, all of that. I'm still going to end up buying those tickets again. It's not going to stop me and Bill from going to Pearl Jam. Eventually, we'll go again. But when we go, then we'll repurchase everything. Because we got to measure everything. We don't know what kind of this thing might set us back. It might set you back. It's going to set so many people back that it's not so much, you know what I was talking about? Will you go back to a concert without Some of us may not be able to go back to certain things because we can't afford it yet. It's going to take a while for people to get back to where they were. The same things that they enjoyed. But if we've got people and companies like this doing this, that's disgusting, man. I saw that story, and anybody that's holding tickets for sporting events, for concerts, for plays, they should be able to get a refund right now. You have to give them back their money. I don't care where it was postponed. I don't care if it was rescheduled. I don't care if it was canceled. There are people out there that are hurting all over the place. And remember, I told you this a couple of weeks ago. As this thing drags on, the money the government's going to, it's great that they have the stimulus program out there. I'm glad that they approved it and all that. It's not going to be enough. Even if you do get it, those that get it, and there will be plenty of people that don't, desperation is going to start setting in. And crime is going to start taking place. And by the way, Ticketmaster, bands, promoters, you are all going to contribute to that desperation. Because people that need their money, you're not giving it to them. And why? It's all greed. It's all greed. That's what's going on here. Nothing more, nothing less. It's greed. And I read that story, and I thought it was just criminal, basically criminal, to do something like that. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in.
You know something, I got to say, man, listening to you talk about this, remember, these are the people that were found in cahoots with the bands of putting the tickets out on the secondary market to make more money.
Yeah.
And never give the public the opportunity to get first in and purchase tickets.
Yeah.
So when, it kind of like, you can't put nothing past these people, man.
Right. No, that's why I mentioned the promoters, the bands, and the ticket brokers. They're all guilty here, man. They're all guilty, and it's disgusting because they all have to be in cahoots. Because I'll tell you, if the band says, "Yo, we got to refund these tickets, man,"
if you're like Pearl Jam,
right?
Okay,
right. We got our money back, by the way. Pearl Jam. Yeah, we got our money back.
I was kind of hoping that
we chose to. We chose to.
Yeah. Well, considering we don't know how long this is going to go, you need to have every dime you can get in your pocket.
Right. So, I think it's I can't believe that people will do that. I mean,
especially considering the situation.
I'm sorry. I can believe that they would do it. I'm just disgusted that they're doing it. That's the way I should phrase it, because I believe anything pretty much in today's world that people will do. You know what I mean? Come on. All right, let me talk a little bit about the Buccaneers GM, Jason Licht. And I was kind of tripping out with Jason because he was asked about Jameis Winston, right? And Winston, as you know, was the number one overall choice for the Bucs back in 2015. He went 28-42 as a starter, all right? He never made it to the postseason, and they only had one winning season under him during that time. And as you all know, he threw for 5,109 yards. He's only 26 years old, but he got lit up for 30 interceptions last year, right? And he's still a free agent right now. So Buccaneers Jason Licht did not agree when somebody characterized Winston was he a hit or a miss during his 5 seasons. So during the press conference with beat writers, Licht said this about Winston. He goes, "We have a lot of respect for Jameis. Jameis was still a part of our plans if things went in a different route. We've got a lot of respect for him. I thought he did a lot of great things, and anybody in our front office and building would say the same thing. He did some spectacular things for us, but I would never say that personally. And I think that speaking on behalf of the organization, that he's a bust, I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Now, he doesn't want to label him a bust because that falls on him. That falls on the organization that picked him at number 1 overall. So obviously, nobody in the Bucs organization wants to trash the kid because it looks bad on them. But he wasn't your first option, so he is a bust. He didn't have a winning record, so he is a bust. He never corrected his problems with turnovers, so he is a bust. Until proven otherwise, just like Devontae Parker. Right? Devontae Parker had an 1,100-yard season last year. Finally broke out. Finally played like a beast. Finally played like a number 1 wide receiver. Up until last year, what was Devontae Parker? A complete bust. An absolute and complete and total bust. Now Devontae Parker is a semi-bust. As much as I like the kid and I wanted him drafted, I got to be objective here. He's still a semi-bust. Because the 1 year was great. Doesn't mean you turn the corner yet. Got to do it a couple more seasons here. Then we can say, all right, he overcame it. He's not a bust. All right, he's turned into a good player. Not a great pick because obviously you wait till year 5 to produce. Doesn't become a great pick. But still, it won't be a bust. But right now, Devontae Parker is still carrying bust on top of his back. Maybe the B and the U is the only thing on there. The S and T have kind of fallen off a little bit after last year, but he's still he's still kind of there. And that's the way it is. And Jameis Winston, until proven otherwise, he's a flat-out bust. You don't play that kind of football and you're called successful. And I understand the politics behind it, and they've got to do it, and they've got to play that game. But come on, man. He's as big a bust as it gets out there. Him and Mariota. 2 absolute and complete swings and misses. Number 1 and number 2 overall. The only good thing for Tennessee out of all of this and for Tampa is that either team would have said, well, we had both of them at the top of our draft. It's not like Indianapolis, right? Well, it's Peyton Manning, it's Ryan Leaf. Wow. Man, thank God we got Manning and not Leaf. No. This wasn't the case for Tennessee and Tampa. They were screwed either way. It didn't matter who you took. They both were going to suck. Although Winston played a little better than Mariota's a sack of injuries. He's fragile. He's not good, and he's fragile. At least Jameis did some good things with the football. I mean, he put up some stats, man. He just turned over the damn ball way too much. But he accomplished a little. He's better than Mariota. But still not good enough to be your franchise guy. And right now, 32 teams are saying, now we'll pass. We'll pass. After the draft, somebody's going to sign him. We'll see. What do we have here? For some strange reason, I always fall asleep when it gets to the second inning. The second inning. Baseball? Wow. Troy George says, I like watching bowling too. Holy crap, Troy. Really? You like watching bowling? Wow. I love playing bowling. I can't watch bowling. Dilfer is backtracking on what he said. Backtracking on what he said. Look at Salguero's tweet. Really? Let's see what he did. That's funny. I'll look it up for you now. Let's see what my man Salguero tweeted out. Trent Dilfer says he was misquoted on Marino and Rogers. Obviously, the Twitter response didn't. He goes, 2 comments to less got combined into one. I said he throws it as well as AR and DM. I never said better. That would be crazy talk. I said throws it better than AR did at this stage of their development. Thanks for asking. Well, Marino was dead ass on target from day one, bro. Okay? From day one. I mean, I get it. Aaron Rodgers took him a couple years to kind of, get it going, but still. I mean, so Trent Dilfer backtracks. Gotta love that. Mark says, Big O, when we get on the other side of this thing, the state of Florida is going to be so desperate for tax revenue that they will have to cave to on legal weed and sports betting, etc. Wow, dude, I never thought of that. I don't know about the sports gambling because the old farts always screw it up. The weed, it's 60% of the state wanted it anyway. It's already there, bro. It
medical.
Yeah, well, one leads to the other. Come on.
Yeah,
let's
like
go
a
fix.
decade. In a decade.
It's the fix. One thing leads to another.
Dude, think about it. We passed medical, and
but
Tallahassee's got it where hardly any people can get it.
Well, recreational will then pass shortly after because they need the money. I think Mark's right on that. I think there's a good chance we get it fast tracks it a little bit.
Well, may the group north of Lake Okeechobee and over toward Alabama, the Pensacola people, would you people wake up and get what's going on?
No, they'll never wake up, bro. You kidding me? Those people still live in the 1950s, bro. You kidding me? That will never happen. I saw this interesting article on 5 teams trending up. Okay? And there's one thing that I found super interesting on all of this, right? This is an article written by Mike Clay from ESPN. He picks the Dallas Cowboys as one of those teams that's trending up because they added guys on the interior of the line, Gerald McCoy, Dontari Poe, things like that. And they added HaHa Clinton-Dix also in the secondary, things, along those lines. And then they added the Pittsburgh Steelers as one of those where they were able to add Eric Ebron, who I think is, he's talented, but he's inconsistent. So they better hope they get the right guy, but whatever. They added Wormley, also from the Ravens. The Bucks, obviously Tom Brady, right? Adding him. They brought back Sue and Pierre-Paul and all that good stuff, and they tagged Shaquille Barrett. So they were happy with that. The Indianapolis Colts was the other one on a trend. They added Phillip Rivers, and they traded for DeForest Buckner, which was an awesome move. And Xavier Rhodes was a little declining, but okay, we'll see if he can actually add something. The team, and this is why I was going to scratch myself. The team that was added as the 5th team, it's not the Dolphins, okay? No. But I wanted to talk about this because it kind of affects the Dolphins. Okay? All right? It's the Cincinnati Bengals. And I've tried to explain to the idiots out there that keep either writing articles or talking on television or on radio or fans that want to be silly. Oh, let's trade this for Burrow. And I keep trying to explain to people who Mike Brown is.
You know what I think it is, though?
What?
The idiots that were all on the Cleveland Browns bandwagon have just gone across the state, and now we're on Cincinnati's bandwagon. How about that?
Maybe.
Right?
We'll take it, I guess. I mean, it's nuts. But, okay. So I look at all of this, right? And we had the people go, oh, no, they're going to trade. They're going to move up. Oh, did you hear they're moving up? And you know what I love is you people, some of you out there, you fall for the same writers that kept telling you that the team was tanking and everybody wanted off the team, and they were all wrong. And so now they're talking, well, the Dolphins are going to inquire. They're going to try to trade up. You see, they're trying to trade up. No, they're not, dude. They're not trying to trade up. Everybody makes that proverbial phone call. Hey, what are you doing with the first-round pick? We're keeping. Okay, great. Thank you. Bye. Boom. And you're done. Everybody does that call. Dolphins never had a chance at 1. They were never going to get 1. And you're not going to trade 4,000 picks from 5 to go to 1. It's stupid. Plus, it's also incredibly stupid to trade 3 or 4 first-rounders for a guy that did it for 1 year. The league is littered with guys that failed after doing it for 1 year. And so what I tried to explain to people that kept talking about that stuff is, did you watch free agency? The Bengals never spend in free agency. Meanwhile, they go and they re-sign Dre Kirkpatrick. They get Darquez Denard. They add B.W. Webb. They had Trey Waynes, Mackenzie Alexander, LaShawn Sims, and William Jackson and Von Bell. They added all those guys. Okay? And DJ Reader also was a guy that they added too. So you got all of that. They spent a lot of money in free agency. And then when they met with Burrow, he asked them about A.J. Green, and they tagged A.J. Green, who, by the way, I read is healthy now. They are trying to create the best team possible for the rookie quarterback. And because it's because it's a shortened offseason, and it's creating problems for every team out there, including young quarterbacks that don't have mini camps and passing camps and may have a shortened training camp or no training camp at all or very little training camp, they're even going to keep Andy Dalton around for the transition. They're even doing the responsible thing, that they're not just going to throw the youngin in there into the fire and, I'm sure he'll fail like crazy because most quarterbacks will. Every sign points to they're doing everything to accommodate a young quarterback. Yet we got people still thinking they're going to trade for him. Still thinking they got a shot at Joe Burrow. I mean, I've tried to explain it to you guys out there. I've tried to bring some logic to, like I've done forever when it comes to football and the Dolphins. No way. So when I saw that article, at first I clicked it. I was like, hey, is Miami going to be one of those? But then when I read, I wasn't surprised with any of the picks. But the Cincinnati one, I go, good. I want to show this to these people out there that actually still think Miami has a shot at Joe Burrow. And why am I don't even entertain the conversation normally when you guys bring it up. What do? I pretty much ridicule you. Or I ridicule whoever it is, a writer writing it, a talk show host on radio, on television, talking about it on podcast, you name it. I'm making fun of your ass. Because I get it. You're showing me that you have nothing else to talk about. You can't find something else. So let me make some stuff up. And by the way, Bill, you thought I would give in more to the hypotheticals.
Well, I thought that we were going to have a material problem, that we'd have to venture in that area, I mean, we're a month into this, and we really don't go there.
No, 3 hours again today, bro. 3 hours today of, a little bit of music news and 98% of sports talk in 3 hours by one person doing the talking pretty much for 3 hours, okay? And very little breaks at the top and the bottom. That's it. So, sports, I gave you enough sports talk here that you would need 6 hours of regular radio because they got to accommodate the half hour of commercials and promos and traffic reports and updates and all that stuff. So, there you go. What do we got on the text line here and on the accidentlawfirm.com text line? NYC Sports says, hey, Big O, just pumped on, so don't know if you spoke about it yet, but what's your take on the NFL rider Lombardi trashing Tua? You got to listen to yesterday's show, my brother. That was a segment on yesterday's show. It's on our YouTube channel. The segment's there if you just want to catch the segment. It's also audio on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, all that good stuff. You can go back and check it out there. It's all there, my friend. Big O, any running backs or wide receivers that you like to see viable options in the second and third rounds? I will talk more about that next week. I do have a draft podcast we put up last Saturday, not this past Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago.
Was it Sunday?
Or was it Sunday?
Yeah, because Saturday you did the show.
Yes,
Sunday
it was
you
Sunday.
did
It was Sunday, 2 Sundays
Look at
ago.
this.
It's still up. It's got thousands of listens already as it is. You can listen to that one. It's got all the positions, not just running back and wide receiver. I throw a couple there, but we'll get more into that next week. And obviously the following week after that, when we get into the draft, that is going to blow up. And we'll have all kinds of things for you in the process. Let's see, what do we have here? Ryu says, the pen was in your hand before, so it's as dirty as your glove. No, but I did it with the tip. This is the part that the glove is not touching that part. Gotcha. So it's all right. It's all right. It's
Here,
okay.
look.
It's okay. Oh, there you go.
Just have that in your pocket, and
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Well, now I will take off my gloves when I'm done. I put everything away. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll wash my hands, and then I'll take off. I'll go home. That's it.
By the way, that's actually the bottles that VSS has.
Oh, yeah?
Before I left, yeah, man, I grabbed 2 of those and a couple of the canisters of the Clorox wipes.
Yeah.
Because it was like, this is a commodity, man, that, like, I've been out there, and, yeah, you don't run into it. So it was like, man, let me just grab a few of these.
The good thing is it's just us.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, I really haven't touched anything. Actually, I've been here the whole time pretty much. What's it called? And I walk only a couple feet away. What was I going to tell you? There was one more thing I was going to say. I forgot now.
Something about music.
Huh?
I thought you were going to say something about music, bro.
Oh, no. Oh, you know what? Let me get the accidentlawfirm.com text line here, because I'm sure we got some people here asking questions because you guys are sending it in all the time. Oh, you don't need to explain where you are. Playa, do your thing. The show is great. I appreciate it. Appreciate you all. Always looking out for me. If Tua plays 10 years and misses 2 because of injury but plays elite in those 8 years, good pick? No, sir. That's a great pick. Okay? I don't know if you're listening, but I'll text you back and put great pick if he does that. If he plays 80% of the time and at an elite level, yeah. Unlike Jameis Winston, who did not play at an elite level at any time because he had all the turnovers. So, yeah, no, I could go with that. What up, Big O and Bill? Does it matter which platform I listen to the show on? I listen to the podcast on SoundCloud. I don't know if it matters as much as your numbers go for advertisers, et cetera. No, it does not matter, Steve. It does not matter. Okay?
Yeah, wherever you go, we get the click.
Yes, it doesn't matter. If you listen to it,
thank you.
It's fed through SoundCloud, and it goes to iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Play. So it doesn't matter which one you hit.
It logs.
It logs.
On SoundCloud.
It logs on the SoundCloud. So if you're listening on iTunes, we still get it on SoundCloud. The stat. It doesn't matter. And then on YouTube, obviously, all the stats are YouTube stats. So and again, we can't. Bill and I can't thank you enough about what's going on.
You freak us out.
Yeah.
You freak us out constantly, man. You guys are crazy.
Yeah. And our downloads, again, just
Speaking of which, man, have you looked at the number for today lately? Because it was like, what?
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just,
you guys are just, this is one of these days that you're knocking us on our ass.
Oh, well, that's
that's
the highest number we've ever had on our show at this time of day.
Yeah.
Okay? We've never had a number this high.
You know what?
Which is, there's no sports going on. Now then again.
East-West Shrine.
Right. That
when
week,
we were driving home.
Yeah, right.
It was like, what?
Right, exactly.
We're there. I feel like we're driving back.
We're driving home. That was late in the afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
It's only 2 is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
You guys are outrageous.
We thank you. And look, Bill and I work hard to provide a show that it's as close to sports as possible, too. You know what I mean? So I'm not killing myself to go out and get all kinds of different stories. I'll add some in music-wise. I did the Trump Tiger King story yesterday. We'll sprinkle in a couple of those. But I'm trying to stay, because I know a lot of you are hardcore sports fans, and you want to at least have some semblance of normalcy. And that's what we try to do every day, that, okay, while we don't have sports on, at least let's give you a show that's as close as possible to being a legitimate sports show for you guys, with sports talk, opinions, bad ones on my part, but whatever, at least we give you some opinions and have some fun out there. So I hope you're doing that. I hope you're safe. Okay, more than anything, I want you all to be safe out there. Thank you, as always, giving us the thumbs up, the likes on the broadcast. Share it, as always. Anytime you're watching on YouTube, please share it. Send it to a friend on text. Post it on Twitter or Facebook. Those are the things that are really going to help us out immensely, man. So thank you so much for giving us the support that you do every single day. All right, we love you for it. Anthony, by the way, Glendelletti says, Peter King said the Dolphins right now are like the CIA. Yeah, we read that. It was good. Dandy Photography says, oh, no, he's talking to somebody else. And Uber says, if Tua went past pick 10 in the first round, would you be opposed to the Dolphins trading a second and third pick to move up a couple spots from 18? That's actually pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Luisao Fuentes says, hi, Orlando. I miss you from 560. You are the best, and I joined to your channel 5 days ago, but I always have you in mind since your departure. I'm switching to your show now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I do not miss being on regular radio at all. I don't at all. And thanks to all of you, I never have to miss it, because you and I are going to build a monster here that we can all get our daily sports fix objectively, with no politics, no crap. I get to be myself. I get to be brutally honest, like I like to be. That's how I carry my life. That's how I want to do things. And that is the best thing. And again, we got audio, we got video, we got the website, we got everything that's really coming together. When this pandemic is over, we'll have the Listen Live going, so you'll be able to listen audio-wise at any time also. So that'll be really, really cool.
Is it safe to say the last two radio experiences were like the final nails in the coffin?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Well, QAM was going to be my final nail in the coffin. The only reason I gave the guy at 1210 an opportunity is because I loved the concept. I just found out that he's just a freaking loser and has no talent, and he's crap. So that was obviously I can't work with people like that, so I'm out. If not, we would have started this a lot earlier, and but that's fine. You know what? Like they say, it's corny. It's everything happens for a reason, and I'm more than happy with what's developed in the last 7 months. I'm ecstatic of what's happened. This was better than the best case scenario. Okay? All right? You guys have bettered it. I never expected this kind of a response. I did not. So I thank you. All right? Anyway, I got to go. I am out of material.
Is that it? We're done?
I mean, I have a couple things I can talk about. By the way, I should talk about this. One more thing.
Go.
No, it's a
fun. Man, we can do whatever we want.
I know. It's a funny story, too, because I got to do it. And you're here. So I got to have fun at your expense.
Oh, jeez. Okay, thanks.
Did you see?
This is the way we're going to end going into the weekend,
yes.
making fun of me.
Yeah. Well,
what a concept.
It's your Bears. Did you see what
Dude, that's an easy target.
No. Did you see what the local restaurant in Chicago did? Okay.
No.
What? All right, so, people make fun of Mitch Trubisky and the Bears. So a restaurant in Chicago called Chipmunks currently has a sign out reminding patrons to remain 10 feet away from one another in order to comply with social distancing guidelines. Now, wait a minute. Isn't it 6 feet? It is, isn't it? But this place wants you to do it for 10 feet. Do you know why? It says, for those of you unsure of how to judge 10 feet, the restaurant just says, picture a Bears wide receiver and then envision how far Trubisky would miss that wide receiver if he were throwing him a pass.
That's accurate.
But it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, look, just to show you, here's the picture of the. There it is. Says, during the coronavirus outbreak, remember to remain at least 10 feet away from others. If you're wondering how far that is, picture a Bears wide receiver and then imagine where Trubisky actually threw the pass. That distance is about 10 feet.
You know, the thing about the Bears, man, it isn't so much just Trubisky. It's you need 2 offensive linemen. You have
that's
you have
Long,
9.
but that's Chris Long's injury thing that helped.
You have 9 tight ends under contract.
So make them offensive
And what
linemen.
do you go do? You go get another tight end instead of trying to get an offensive lineman.
But see, what you don't know is
brilliant.
They're currently right now feeding a couple of those tight ends to fatten them up and make them guards. So now they're going to play on the line. That's what's going to happen. The Bears are going to surprise you, and they're going to say, formerly a tight end, now guard, now right tackle.
Look, we couldn't take all the tight ends that we have, package them together, and trade for a freaking punter, okay? My friend was like, hey, what do you maybe we could get a cheerleader, okay, for the tight ends, all right?
I loved it. But I saw that story yesterday or last night. No, this morning I saw it. And I was laughing my ass off. I thought of you right away, obviously. I
Thanks.
said,
hey, man.
I got to, I do have more stories. It shows you. I've done 3 hours of talk, and I still have more stuff that I could keep talking about. But you know what? I didn't want to leave that one on the table now. That's actually a really good one. Look, I've done this with the Dolphins. You know, when they've had terrible times, I mean, sometimes you just got to laugh about it and you got to make jokes. I mean, you got to loosen things up a little bit, you know?
Look, you know what I'm tired of? The last 15, 20 years with my 3 teams, and it's like, oh, Diaz, the Canes are about to get good. No. The Bears, oh, we're 12-4. We're going to do something. No. Please, Dolphins. Please, Dolphins. Please. Please save me.
It's a beautiful thing. All right, folks. We are now going to wrap it up finally on the program after 3 hours and 15 minutes of talk. We thank all of you out there, as always, for tuning in and supporting us, and spread the word, share the links. Be safe out there. We thank Bill, as always, getting great work. Philippe with our YouTube page, he has just
he's brought it to life, man.
He's transformed that YouTube
thing
page.
Is alive.
Yeah, it looks so good now. We really, really are happy with the YouTube page. So there you go. Josh says, wow, they shut down the exit. They did? They shut it down? I thought they were just giving the money back. Maybe that's why they had to give the money back, because they were shutting down. I didn't know. I didn't see that. That'll suck. Let's see. Incredibly sad. Oh, yeah?
Oh, you know what I got to do?
Will cease operations and announce that they'll not return for a second season. Man. A lot of great people were involved with these teams on the field. Please keep those folks in your prayers. I've been in their shoes. Wow, that sucks.
Man,
I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, it was actually really cool.
Wow.
Some of the concepts that they delved into and started.
NFL's
I hope
gonna
the
steal
NFL.
some.
Yep. Well, you know what?
Should.
They did.
But they won't.
Before.
They're not going to do. Because I know they're talking about the air judge.
Right.
They're not going to do that the way the XFL did, because it was too transparent. There's no way the NFL puts a camera where the guy is deciding the interference call, and we're going to hear everything and watch everything.
No.
There's no way. And by the way they were doing it is the right way, being transparent, because that takes away any kind of question about,
you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So,
you know what I got to say?
that's
One
sad.
thing.
Damn sad, man.
Today is my dad's 77th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, William Sr. 77 more, baby. That's what we want. 77 more.
Yeah, please.
All right, we will see you guys on Monday. I don't know if something happens over the weekend. We'll drop one. We are on tomorrow on Sirius Mad Dog Radio, Channel 82, from 8 to 11 in the morning again. Alex Marvez will be hosting with me the 9 o'clock hour, and Rick Neuheisel will be co-hosting with me in the 10 o'clock hour. So there you go. Got some co-hosts chiming in 1 hour and another.
Nice.
It's weird. Did they think I needed training wheels or help or something?
Maybe you've been talking about music a little too much.
No. No. It's just they've got to get everybody involved. So that's kind of what it's all about, man. So it's all good. I love Rick Neuheisel. We've had him on the show. Alex Marvez has been a friend of mine for 25 years. So that'll be a lot of fun. So we'll be there tomorrow morning, 8 to 11 on Channel 82. They've got a 90-day free trial on Sirius right now, so you can download it and enjoy it for 90 days. So why not enjoy it for 90 days while you're cooped up? You got all the music channels, news, sports, and you can catch us tomorrow on Channel 82, Mad Dog Channel, 8 to 11. You be good out there.
What we're doing is working. Everybody stay the course. Stay home, please.
You got it.
Be safe. Have a good weekend.
Thank you very much.
This is the Big O Show.